Hello and welcome to Watching Movies with my pastor. And I am super excited for this today.
Me too.
You realize we have not watched this movie together since the anniversary of it, and it was in the theaters.
Yeah.
We went together.
That was great.
Even though I've seen this movie a bazillion times, Chris, we're watching the extended version. I'm super excited, super stoked to watch this.
I don't even know if you and I have ever watched the extended cut
Not
together.
the extended together, but so the extended cut of 1978's Superman the movie. Yes, friends. Oh, and I'm stoked.
Now, is this different than the director's cut, isn't it? Or whatever?
This is the movie extended cut. This is the 3-hour-long cut that was shown on television.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Now, this was the one that when I was a little boy, I don't remember how old, maybe let's say 9. I'm just guessing. Maybe 8. They showed it, and we'd only had the VCR for a little while, and they showed it and we recorded it. So for years, it's what I expected. And then when they brought out the special edition, that's what the other one was called, special edition. So when they brought out the special edition, first they brought out the movie, and a lot of things were missing that I saw on TV. And then when they brought out the special edition, there was new things in it, but there was still a lot of things missing that I saw on TV. And so I wondered why. And now I know why, but it took me a long time. I was like, there's something not right here.
Yeah, their ideas were so big and grand they just couldn't fit it all in a 2-hour movie.
Oh, it's
almost like you get 2 movies. You have like an origin story, and then you have a regular Superman story.
And you're right. Actually, there's 3 movies in this. What you get is you get the origin, you get the parents,
you get the Krypton story, you get
the Smallville story, and then you get the Metropolis story, the Superman story. But what's interesting is when they played this, they did it on 2 different nights.
I remember watching it when it premiered.
Me too.
I was so little I fell asleep each time.
Oh my heavens!
But I remember watching it. And
I
think I'd seen it later on cable because it might have been the first time I ever watched it was when they were showing it on TV.
Really?
I think so because I was really little.
When we saw it, we went to the theater to see it. I was 3 years old, and I remember watching it, and I was so super excited. But I remember. Mostly, I don't remember all of it, but I mostly remember when the S, the Superman symbol came on the screen, and I was so excited. I could barely contain myself. And I remember him catching the helicopter at the theater. And I remember all that just like around the same time, like within the next year. It was around the same time they brought Star Wars back out. I remember at the theater seeing that. Yeah. I remember all that. See, because I was very visual. I remember all that.
I just realized we haven't introduced ourselves. Of course, I'm Jeremy, known probably to most of you as the Spider-Panner of the Fandom Nexus. And with me, of course, Pastor Phillip, also known as the Kryptonian, and over at the Neverland, or the Fandom Nexus.
There you go.
It used to be Neverland. But the reason why we call him Kryptonian is he's a huge Superman fan. So
that's right. Of
course, if we're going to watch this has been like one I'm like, it's been on the list that we have to watch. So,
and there's a special reason why now.
Because Gene Hackman passed away this past week. Yeah.
So far, he's my favorite Lex Luthor. Now, that's not to say I don't like a couple others. I love the Smallville.
Michael Rosenbaum. He was good.
And I loved...
Kurgan doing it.
Yes, Clancy Brown.
Clancy Brown, yeah.
Clancy Brown did a great job. There's a couple others. I won't even mention the guy from Batman.
Mr.
Superman.
Social Network.
Yeah. Wasn't much into that guy. But... I am looking forward to the new one from the movie. I mean, the movie named Superman that's just playing on Superman. That guy, I don't remember his name, but the guy he played Beast on your X-Men. Anyway, he looks like he's going to do a good job. I hope so.
He looks good for it, but we haven't really got to see him deliver lines.
He sure does look the part, the eyebrows and everything.
Yeah. But those of you who are on our RedCircle exclusive or on Patreon will be able to hear some audio of the film, so you can watch along with us. The rest of you. Anytime we're not talking, I'm probably going to have to cut it down for time because I don't want to sit there with silence. So the regular version of this, if you're listening along, you won't necessarily be able to watch the movie with us. But if you want to be able to watch the movie with us, that's an exclusive type of thing. And because I don't think we're going to talk the whole time because this is Superman and we got to watch. But we better get this thing started. But once again, I will remind you, this is the 3-hour-long version. So without further ado, I'm hitting play now. There's that boop. Warner Brothers symbol. And there's a brief dedication here. Of course, we're watching this in dedication to Gene Hackman, which is the first movie I remember seeing him in. And I think mostly the only movies I have watched him in are these movies.
Really?
I mean, there's some other movie
Bonnie and Clyde?
Nope, I've never seen Bonnie and Clyde. I've never seen The French Connection.
Unforgiven?
I haven't seen that one either.
Oh, my heavens.
There's some other movie with Gene Hackman I'm sure I've seen, but I can't think of it now. But he's always going to be
a great actor, one of the best of all.
I love this curtain opening, June 1938, to the comic book reading. It's a great opening for a comic book movie.
30s, even the great city of Metropolis was not spared the ravages of the worldwide depression.
The Side Adventure?
I've seen half of that. Not the entire one. He dies at the end of that one, I think, too. I get tingles.
Yes.
I got him going already. Somehow or another.
Here we go.
Oh, here comes the music. It's coming in.
And seeing that planet like this, like the 1930s looking.
Watching it come to life from the comic.
Yes. It was just so perfect. Got that late 30s, early 40s look, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And kind of like the TV in a sense, like an old TV show, kind of, you know?
And it was like the curtain pulling back.
Yes.
Oh.
There we go. Give it to me, John Williams.
Ooh, yes, when the lower strings come in there.
There he is, Gene Hackman.
I have learned how to make these titles to look like this too.
And Richard Donner.
Those of you not hearing the audio of the movie. Oh, this is my childhood.
Woo-hoo!
This is my childhood.
One of my movies right there.
Oh, I mean, listening to the soundtrack is one thing, but watching it with the visuals, it's so much more special every time. It takes me back.
Ned Beatty.
You know, most of the cast,
almost all of them are gone. Jackie Cooper, he was great.
I'm going to have to turn
A Little Rascal.
Yeah. Oh, and I got some information about
Glenn
that one.
Ford was great.
I feel like I'm having to talk over the movie. I'm going to have to turn my own headphones down. I want to make sure the audio is picking up good for the movie.
Trevor Howard's still with us.
Sorry.
Now she's gone.
Margot Kiddo, yeah. I have some stuff about some of the actors that I'll get to. But the box office on this was $300.5 million, made on a budget of $55 million.
Wow.
That was a huge success.
Huge.
I didn't find any Oscars. I bet it had at least to be nominated for visual effects, but I don't know. I didn't find anything for accolades. The most difficult thing to cast, though, was Christopher Reeve, because you needed to find Superman. And so Stallmaster, and I forgot to get the name of who Stallmaster was, convinced Donner and Ilya Salkind to have Reeve screen test in February 1977. Reeve stunned the director and producers. He was told to wear a muscle suit to produce the desired muscular physique, but Reeve refused, instead undertaking a strict physical exercise regimen headed by David Prowse, Darth Vader himself.
That's right.
Prowse had wanted to portray Superman, but was denied an audition by the filmmakers because he was not American. Prowse also auditioned for non-Reeve, also auditioned for non. Okay, that's what it was. Reeve went from 188 pounds to 212 pounds during pre-production and filming. Reeve earned only $250,000 for both Superman and Superman 2, while his veteran co-stars received huge sums of money, $3.7 million for Brando, $2 million for Hackman for Superman. However, Reeve felt Superman brought me many opportunities rather than closing a door in my face. Jeff East portrays teenage Clark Kent. East's lines were overdubbed by Reeve during post-production. I was not happy about it because the producers never told me what they had in mind. So Jeff East's lines were overdubbed by Christopher Reeve's. So East could comment on that. It was done without my permission, but it turned out to be okay. Chris did a good job, but it caused tension between us. We resolved our issues with each other years later. East also tore several thigh muscles when performing the stunt of racing alongside the train. Technicians applied 3 to 4 hours of prosthetic makeup daily to increase his resemblance to Christopher Reeve. Now, I don't have much about the casting of Margot Kidder, but I do have stuff about Jackie Cooper, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah. Mario Van Puzo, he was the writer of Godfather.
Yeah.
And also, they got connections. That's one of the ways we got Marlon Brando. There's a lot of neat things here. First of all, Gene Hackman and Marlon Brando is what sold it.
Yeah.
And two, Gene Hackman he kept a mustache all this time because that was becoming his trademark. So the way Richard Donner got him to shave it, he said, if you shave yours, I'll shave mine. So whenever he came in and he said, have you shaved yours yet? So he said, yeah. So he showed that he had shaved his mustache. And Richard Donner goes, okay, so I'll shave mine. And so he goes, yeah, how come you haven't shaved yours? So all of a sudden he goes, boom, and he pulls his mustache off.
Mustache off.
Isn't that great?
Oh, my
and
goodness.
Gene laughed and said, oh, man. He goes, that's great. So I'm glad he took it that way.
The red sun here. And I love the music here as we go up to Krypton.
Speaking of which, speaking of great music, Richard Donner ruined the first take of the Superman music because he hadn't heard it yet. He came running in and ruined the whole thing.
Because he was so excited?
He was so excited, come running and goes, that's it. That's it. That's it.
Oh.
He goes, that's beautiful. He goes, because you made it say Superman.
Yeah. It's hard not to get excited with that.
Oh, it is. The other guy who they almost chose was Jerry Goldsmith. He used the music for another movie, and don't quote me on this. I'm pretty sure that music was used for Star Trek: The Motion Picture.
Oh, could be.
I could be wrong. Now, in case y'all don't know what that sounds like, you know it.
The Next Generation.
Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Yeah.
Because it came out around that same time, just a year later.
Ingalls. We hear that, and then we go into Jarrell.
There is no fantasy, no careless product of wild imagination. No, my good friends. These indictments.
Famously having his lines written on things around the set.
Yeah.
Because he didn't like memorizing lines.
Listed herein against the individuals. Their acts of treason, their ultimate aim of sedition.
I always see your dad in that white one when we made our fan film. History. Yeah.
They made a doll of that. I want it, but it's hard to find when it's expensive too.
Yeah. Those hoops are amazing.
Oh, they did a great job.
Oh.
On this mindless aberration, whose only means of expression are wanton violence and destruction.
Yeah. Yeah, when we did our fan film.
Yeah.
Supers, by the way, on YouTube if you can find it. She's still alive, Sarah Douglas. I found her official Facebook. She had some nice things to say about Gene.
She was in a few movies. I've seen her in a couple others.
Conan the Destroyer.
Conan the Destroyer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's amazing.
Terrace Stamp.
He's one of the best.
Yeah. For being like a small guy, he still evokes such power.
Because he does it through his deliverance.
Yeah. His delivery is amazing.
Yes.
Ooh, I love that stroke of music as he opens his eyes. And
he's amazing.
The hate he has for Jarrell. Just feel it. Guilty.
The vote must be unanimous, Jor-El.
Oh, I love this.
It has therefore now become your decision. You alone will condemn us if you wish, and you alone will be held responsible by me.
And he's trying to basically bully him.
Yes. Like, you ain't got the guts to convict. It's all on you now. Off to the Phantom Zone, you jerk. You will never escape. Oh, I love that. Join us.
He sells it so well there.
Oh, yeah.
The look on his face. I remember when I was a kid, I didn't know what he was saying here.
Yes.
Look at the vein.
First you, and then one day, your heirs.
But
I sound like he said it.
I sound like he said another word when I was a kid. I was like, well, what did he say?
Yeah. Well, heck, even when I saw Superman 2, I didn't realize his name was Zod, and he said kneel before Zod. For some reason, I thought he kneel before I say Zod is what I took it as. Because he would say Zod after with the president. But I realized, no, he's correcting the president because the president says, oh my God.
Yes.
You know, it's like, no, Zod. I didn't realize he was correcting him. I thought, oh no, he's kneeled before I said Zod.
Yeah.
Oh, the amazing visual of this. Oh.
They come to the dome.
Oh, the dome. The music.
I love it.
Everything about this movie is so epic.
So, you remember when they brought out Superman, the animated series? I was wanting them so bad to use this music.
Yes.
But they had used this music before on this Superman...
the Ruby Spears series.
Yep. However, it would have been great with Superman, the animated series too.
So like when the Batman animated series would occasionally use the Danny Elfman,
yes.
you know.
Yes. That's so cool.
So wild. You never get it called the Phantom Zone, but there it is.
It is. It looks like cellophane almost.
Uh-huh.
That's one thing.
I love that you hear her screaming, "Forgive me."
Yes.
So, you know, it's like being cast into hell.
It's like hell. And when I was a kid, even Dad said, you know, son, he told me this. So I was like probably about 12 because I was already saved. He said, you know, son, someday, sadly, there's going to be people who are going through that, but in a different way. And it looked like they're pushing against the cellophane or something.
Like the glass or whatever.
Now, with these outfits, they had to be careful because if they touched it too much, it would ruin the glow. Because they said fingerprints and all would destroy the glow of it. They had to be very careful about it.
Yeah. And I love the way your dad does that in our fan film, having the grabbing the two sides.
Yes. Genocide.
Yeah.
I didn't know what that was as a kid until I was a little older.
This guy over here on the right has such a significant... He does. He just has a look.
He looks like he should be a senator or something.
Yeah.
I'm not given to wild and supported statements.
No one's wild and supported statements.
And I tell you that we must evacuate this planet immediately.
And they're wearing parts of the alphabet.
Yeah. Like, and it's supposed to be like a symbol of their family.
Yeah, it is. A crest.
Yeah. Yeah. They can't believe that their entire planet could explode, you know.
Well, sadly, there's some truth in this, though. I mean, people they want to see the best, but
and it reminds me of what Ken Ham said when in his debate with Bill Nye. He says, you know, Bill Nye and I are looking at some of the same facts. We just come to different conclusions of what those facts mean.
This madness is yours.
This discussion is terminated. The decision of the council is
final. Reminds me so much of Noah. Probably spent years trying to tell them all.
Partially, what they would do, they would do in writing this. It was by two Jewish young men. They went to a lot of the Old Testament stuff, and they also went to Hercules and a few other things. They combined a lot of that stuff. They went to Moses, and because you got the Moses little boat, Moses and all those things. They put it together.
Yeah,
and Noah. And I've been to Metropolis, Illinois, where you get to see their wig. You get to see his outfits and all that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Oh, it's awesome, man. And they even have the mold of his face and stuff. They have molds and stuff of his face. And not just
for like even the crystal thing that's going to show up later.
Yeah, of all those things. And it's amazing. It's just to see that stuff and you're like, wow, it's because something about in museums, for instance, when I went to also in Illinois.
This is an extended scene here, I think. Too.
Yeah, it is. In Illinois also, where you get to see the actual outfits of like Abraham Lincoln and all, to know that that's actually the place.
Yeah.
And I've seen the chair where he was shot in it. See things like that for real. My gosh, this is the real thing.
Yeah. In the normal film, I don't think they have the threat of, we'll imprison you as insurrection.
Yeah, they don't have that.
And so he's like, well, me and my wife will leave us be there. And
this part always touched me here to see the mama holding them
with her baby.
And I love that you got the red, the yellow, and the blue.
Yes. Just to say, yes, this is baby Kal-El.
Yeah.
She does a good job with this. It's like she knows she has to say goodbye. You can see the regret that she has to do it, but she knows she must.
It's hard. It would be hard to say goodbye to your baby.
Send your baby off. It's like we're sending him off to a strange planet. The reassurance from Jor-El. He stays here. He'll die with us.
I'm such a Superman fanatic that I named my first car Jor-El.
Yeah.
And my second, third, and fourth, or if I ever get a fourth, my second, third one was Kal-El, and then there was a second one. The third one was Kal-El as well, and no, it was Kal-El 2. And if I get another one, it'll be Kal-El as well.
I love this conversation too. They explain how his powers are going to work when he gets to Earth with a different sun and everything. It's such a great conversation because all the Jor-El say he'll be invincible. He'll be so fast. And everything she says, like, he's going to be isolated, he's going to be alone. She's trying to say all the bad things about it. And Jor-El's saying, he's going to be amazing. He's like, it's like, she's even like, he'll defy their gravity. And he's like, that's a bad thing?
Yeah.
He'll have all these powers.
He's trying to comfort her in a sense.
Yeah, he is. But it's a very much a parent's.
Input to Jor-El's quarters is now in excess. Our data indicates the loss is due to a misuse of energy.
Investigate. And if the investigation
this is extended new stuff too.
correct,
He knew the penalty he faced.
They're coming to arrest him. This adds more tension to them trying to launch Kal-El away.
Yeah.
It's not only is the planet about to explode, but it's also they're coming. They'll stop him.
Yeah.
And here comes that red sun.
You guys got more to worry about.
The Death Star there too. That shot.
You guys got more to worry about.
Yeah.
Than getting him.
Yeah, but they're so worried. And it's weird that they want to arrest him for him just simply saying this planet's going to explode. We need to leave it. They should be like, you know what? Okay, Jor-El, you can leave. Go ahead, but we're staying here. Because you're nuts.
Yeah, that's right.
That would be sensible for supposed to be this highly advanced race. They're awful stupid sometimes.
Well, that happens.
Yeah.
With people.
Stubborn. I understand stubborn.
Yeah.
And here's
sadly, I think all of us can be stubborn.
Yeah.
You will travel far,
Great
my little Kal-El.
There's a Kal-El.
But we will never leave you,
Use a button.
Yeah.
even in the face of our death.
The richness of our lives shall be yours.
And we have to remember when these movies came out, it was just coming off of the not even 20 years, let's see, about 20 years before this or so. You had Ten Commandments.
Oh, okay.
You had Ten Commandments. You had Ben-Hur. You had all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what you got kind of going on here. Kind of that big, grand movie.
Yeah, that big Cecil DeMille film.
Yeah, that's exactly what you're going for here.
Mm-hmm.
And they got it. It's there. Because they did go for a lot of biblical feeling.
Yeah.
And they've got, I'm not doing this in a blasphemous sense, but what I'm saying is they did go for that big, seeing how it's based off some biblical things.
Yeah.
That's what they're going for. Those kind of big Bible type movies.
Yeah. Oh, and here comes the guy to arrest him.
Yeah.
But that is such a great speech of a father's last thing to his son. Like, take my inheritance of all my knowledge, everything that I feel, I bequeath to you. And
that's right.
It's a great goodbye.
History.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, there it is.
All the knowledge, everything into this green crystal.
Mm-hmm. That's the main part.
Yep.
The main ingredient, so to speak.
Yep.
And I love how they're playing that music because that's the same music they play later on.
Yeah. The crystal music.
That is the crystal. Yeah.
Yep. It's like all the knowledge of Krypton.
Yeah, it's the green crystal music.
The mystery of it all.
Yeah, that's it. One of the little action figures I got of him, of Clark, Superman, Christopher Reeve Superman, came with that little, I guess you could call it whenever he gets in the Fortress of Solitude, came with some of those little controllers and all that. Now, do you believe him?
Yep.
A little too late now.
Yep.
This goes back to, and this is sad, but this goes back to the whole Noah thing. Oh man.
And here's the guy coming to arrest him, and now he, apparently had the walls falling on him.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is around to the whole Noah thing where the people they said that
when God had closed the door and everybody's outside.
On the Bible movie or whatever, in the beginning it's called, they have it where people are scratching at the ark.
It's terrifying because
it's horrible.
But they were.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. As it busts through there. I
always love this shot.
Yeah. Them watching him fly away.
Oh, yeah. Some of this stuff is like this scene here. I just love that. The way they're glowing and all that.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is kind of just sad. It's like I feel like we didn't necessarily need all this, but yet it adds to the drama of the destruction of Krypton. Watching this beautiful, like weird crystal planet just come apart and everybody die that we've just met in the last 20 minutes or so.
Pride, fall,
yeah. Because really, all we needed to do is we could have followed Kal-El's ship flying away and watched the planet explode. But
for the most part,
drama.
This is more than you usually get, too. That's cool looking, though. Not talking about the glowing.
That red glow,
not death, but
being so close to their own red.
It's sad, though. It's really heartbreaking.
Yeah.
So usually you kind of go to this and
and you see some of this.
Yes,
I think they have extended it too.
Yeah.
They're all running away, but there's nowhere to run.
Oh, that's cool looking. The shine is really neat. I wonder how they did all that. It's good special effects
are amazing.
Yeah. Especially for the time. One thing I hate is when you're trying to watch a movie and people, and I realize they're modern and all that, but when people are like, oh, they could have done that. Listen, no, they couldn't have. They had what they had. And it was the best they had.
And they did an amazing job with what they had.
Yeah, my father used to say the same thing. He said he always hits with someone from the 1990s would pick something apart from the 1950s and said, well, how come they didn't use a computer? He goes, they didn't have one. That's why. Man, this is a lot more.
It's amazing.
Because I want to watch this
and everything.
Since the DVD, I've only gotten to watch it twice or maybe once. I think I fell asleep the second time. Oh, that's cool.
And I kind of wonder, because I don't think we get to see Jor-El and his wife actually die like everybody else.
No, I don't think so.
Because that would be even more sad.
Yeah, that'd be a little...
Because we see everybody falling like this.
It also kind of reminds me a little bit of another film with Gene Hackman from 1973. Some of these scenes here are reminding me a little bit of
Poseidon Adventure?
The Poseidon Adventure.
Yeah.
Because that was a big thing back then.
Yeah.
Some of these, disaster films. Wow.
Then
there you go.
Boom.
Yeah, there was a lot more to that than usual.
And just like that, no more Krypton. Completely.
Now, where's my Kal-El? There he goes.
Comes. They did some neat ideas with space with like the weird.
Yeah, they did.
Like, liquid stuff that they did.
Yeah, they did. It was really neat.
To differentiate it from what Star Wars looked like, I think even.
Yeah.
Plus, it made it look like an old style comic book when they show stuff in space and everything would be weird.
Oh, it
passes by Zod.
And that's important because the original ending was going to be different.
Yeah. And we hear them knocking on going, stop, like they want to get on, like.
What a cute baby.
Yeah. It's amazing. He's like educating Kal-El on the way home.
It's pretty cool.
Or on the way to Earth.
Well, so he's not really alone. That's what's so cool. Is like he's got company, so to speak.
Yeah. Now,
I'm a little confused in the sense that maybe they don't know, but it's like his dad's dead, but his dad's not dead. His dad, it's just a memory, but it's not, I think they're kind of picking and choosing as they go.
The complex relationship which man made. By carrying this complex equation to its ultimate power, my son.
So he gave him all this knowledge and everything, so he didn't abandon him. It's like,
yeah.
And I love the way he's teaching him about the powers you're going to have.
I can kind of relate. I asked my father to record some of his stories before he passed, and so just the other day, I was listening to my father tell me stuff about his childhood, and so I can listen to once in a while. That's nice to have,
I feel with human history.
Speaking of my dad,
it's important that you hear that line here too.
Yes,
for the end of the movie.
History. That's how my dad would say it.
Yeah, that Arkansas accent.
Yeah, I love it.
Re-entry is a bummer.
I like how it's melting.
Yeah,
I love that part too, where it kind of does a
shooting
turn,
star.
comes back in there,
like it chose the Kents.
Yes, and this looks very familiar to us. We're just right here, maybe not that close to Smallville, but Kansas.
What was that?
I love that.
Yeah. And you can see they were hauling the milk and all the other stuff. Probably going to town to sell their stuff as farmers.
And he was such a great actor, man.
Yeah.
One of the best. Of course, I say that a lot about a lot of guys, but it's true.
He is great.
Glenn, was it? He sold it.
Glenn Ford, didn't it? Yeah.
Now, wouldn't that beat all get out?
She was good, too. I don't even know what her name is, but she was really good.
That's Ma Kent. That's who that is.
Oh, that's who that is.
Her name's Martha. How could you forget?
Oh, that's exactly
Why did I say that name?
Yeah. Shut up. I remember when I was little and I saw this for the
Catholic
first time.
symbolism big time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they do that.
And I swear,
I like
it's
how
completely
it's
not
all
necessary
orange.
that we see everything.
Yeah.
They could have had like something wrapped on it. But they were going for the symbol with the way he does his hand and the colors.
Yeah.
That's a Catholic window.
Yeah.
Stained glass window here. Now, I did find out later that Superman 3, when he goes to a photo booth and there's a little boy, it's the same kid.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Cool.
I remember learning that. I thought it was kind of fun.
Well, that music right there, like super thing.
Superman. I like the way they give them the warning that he said, be careful about your heart.
I like how she's standing there looking all sweet. She is sweet.
Who his family is. He hasn't got a family.
And that's sweet.
Yep. Not around here anyway. She's figured it out. It's like he came from another planet there, Paul.
Jonathan is his name.
Yeah, Jonathan. Yeah. Why did you say that name?
I'm going to get you.
And she's already coming up with the reasons why. We adopted him from my cousin.
That's a Wonder Woman. Women do that.
Yeah.
But I love how he sells it so real.
Mm-hmm.
He's just so real.
Yeah.
See, now that's new to the scene. Now this is right from the thing.
And her middle name is Clark. I love that. I love this.
That's her maiden name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that they indicate that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Paul. Were you trying to hold this truck up with your jack that failed?
That was the way they did that was amazing too. I was watching the making of that one time, and they had that little thing on the front of it, and they lifted it up while he was right there behind it.
Right there.
They did a great job though.
I love that they look back at the what's left of the ship when he's holding the thing up and just smiling at them, like, "Here, come and change the tire, Dad."
And when I was a kid, on the little Burger King cup, and I have all of, I was telling you, that's on there. That little part is where he's holding up that little truck. You know, I love how it's still glowing orange in there.
Yeah, on the inside.
Now, they better go back and get that. And
I think comics in like Smallville. Oh, and you can fade.
Oh yeah, I never noticed that.
You get to see it fade.
Oh, well, you know what? I don't think that's on the normal.
Yeah, I think it's extended.
Yeah,
it's just those extra little touches. That
it's really
makes
good.
It great. Heck, I remember when they showed this on TV, you didn't even see him as Superman.
Yeah,
until night 2.
Yes.
And this would have been so hard. Like, you have this amazing strength, and you don't want anybody to notice that you're that weird. You want to be able to fit in.
Speaking of to this character here, Lana, on Smallville, Annette Bening, who plays his mom.
Or
Annette O'Toole, who plays his mom. Just so you know, in Superman 3, she plays the older version of this character.
And she's cute as a button.
Oh, yeah. And you know who she's married to?
Michael
Michael McKean.
Spinal Tap.
Yeah, Michael McKean.
Michael McKean.
And
how he managed to meet her and marry her, I don't know, because he's a weird guy.
And on Smallville, he came play Perry White.
Perry White, yeah.
And he was good.
Yeah, because he's Michael McKean.
He's great.
Yeah.
Mr. Lenny and Squiggy, you know?
Yes.
And, of course, he's David St. Hubbins.
This is extended, too.
Yes, it is. Oh, that's cute. Listen to us. Of course, she's a redhead.
Okay, now we're back to the regular thing. Yeah.
You know, she's a redhead, and you always had a thing for redheads in high school.
She's cute as a button here, too.
She is, yeah. And
I love this extended conversation because it shows that they had to have a relationship.
I think Annette O'Toole was really good to play that role coming back, is it, you know?
They got a lot of work to do.
What are you talking about? I just been stacking all
that?
Oh.
Oh, Brad.
And there's Brad, so you get to see him later in Superman 3, too.
And that was played by...
Why she married Brad, I don't know.
And the guy that who played him. I can't think of his name right now. He's been on a lot of things. He always played. Well, he was on Willow.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's Matt Mardigan's friend. I can't think of his name.
Eric.
Yeah. We have to watch Willow sometime on this podcast too.
Great stuff.
Love that movie. Oh, look at the frustration because Brad knocked that stuff back over.
He's a jerk.
It's a jealous jerk.
Oh, look at that great car.
Mm-hmm.
They used to call his Woody.
As soon as they're gone, though, Clark's super speed, and he have that taken care of real fast.
Yeah. I love this part too.
Yeah. Oh, which I was seeing how they shot this. They shot the thing out of like this air cannon. Shot the ball.
Pretty awesome, right here. Boom. Pretty great.
Yeah. That ball's never coming back.
No. I love this too. This is great. Oh, in this scene, the people in the back of it's supposed to be Lois. Yeah. But you know who that is? Who's with them? That's the Lois from the TV show.
Right. Yeah.
And that's one of the Superman from the old.
The weird thing about this being Lois is the age difference they're showing is kind of weird.
Well, sure.
Because she looks like she's maybe 8 or 9 years old and he's 18.
There's the Lois that we know from TV.
Yeah.
And
she's even dressed the same.
Yeah. And that's one of the Superman from the old movies.
Yeah.
Not movies, but serials.
Yeah.
The movie's kind of weird, but I like it.
Yeah. Whee! Well, because they had him on that weird crane thing, which I didn't know he'd gotten hurt on until I was just reading it. Oh, really? Yeah. That's one of the things I was reading there. Of my notes.
I always like how this looked.
Golly! I saw a boy that ran as fast as the train. Faster even.
Oh, Lois Lane, you have a writer's gift for invention. I'll say that for you.
But
Lois, please read your book.
Yeah, and there's how you find out that it was Lois. Because without the extended cut, you don't have that little scene of them talking to her. Oh, Lois Lane, you have such a gift for storytelling.
That's so cool looking.
Yeah. Zip. It's probably like a vehicle. Oh, I love this too, where they come by and he's out there by the mailbox. How'd you get here so fast?
That's a great scene right there. It's so pretty out there.
Yeah. Somewhere out in the middle of pink area, Kansas. I don't know.
In reality, it's in Canada.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But most of Kansas is like nothing but fields and flat like this.
It is.
It is a boring drive to Colorado.
It is very boring, but it's beautiful too in some weird way. As long as it's not too long.
Extended out too.
Yeah, it is. This is a beautiful car.
Yeah. But it is nice to kind of see where she's kind of annoyed with Brad. And yeah, here's actually where the scene picks up. Right here as they come by.
Yeah, you see it. She
doesn't really like Brad here that much, but she's going to marry him anyway for some reason.
Some people feel stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's where you see it usually.
I like the way Lana turns out better in the comics and stuff where she kind of became famous, a bit of a model and stuff. You know, when she came back in the animated series for a couple episodes, always fun. There's Clark. I ran. I love it. And there's old Jonathan Kent on the other side of the truck like, all right, Clark. Oh, and I guess he's not on the other side of the truck. He's a vehicle on the farm. Yeah. Been showing off a bit, son.
It's very much like a dad.
Yeah.
I like that.
And I think I said this when we were watching Spider-Man. Spider-Man, the first movie, and both the first and second movie borrowed so heavily from these first two Superman movies. Because this is the Uncle Ben conversation in the car, too.
Sometimes you think that you will just go bust unless you can tell people about
it.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, every time I get the football, I can make a touchdown.
That's for sure.
Every time.
Yeah.
I mean, is it showing off and somebody's doing the things he's capable of doing? Is a bird showing off when it flies?
No, now you listen to me. When you first came to us, we thought that people would come and take you away because when they found out, the things you could do, and that worried us a lot. But then a man gets older and he thinks very differently and things get very clear.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one thing I do know, son, and
I love this.
You are here for a reason.
And it's not to score touchdowns.
Whatever the reason is, maybe it's because I don't know. But I do know one thing.
It's not
It's not to score touchdowns.
It's great. So I swear whoever was writing Spider-Man, and I forgot, loved this movie and said, okay, the Paul Kent speech, if you're here for a reason, it's the same as great power and great responsibility. And then this is so sad. After that, the last thing he gets to say to Clark, which is a very important lesson. And then there goes his heart. Oh. And he can't even call out for help.
Oh, it's terrible. He did a good job. Do you know he looked all that stuff up?
Of how what it's like?
And what it's like. And he really was serious. A lot of people did a great job.
No one sees him fall, and then Martha sees him down on the ground. Oh, it's so heartbreaking. It really is. And you don't even know Jonathan Kent that well, but you just love him in this scene. You've gotten to know him, and then I was like, oh. And that's little tune. It's like the Smallville theme.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. But it's the lessons he got from the Kents, really, and you amplify that with stuff that he doesn't probably remember that's in his head that Jor-El was teaching him as a baby.
That's pretty looking out there.
Mm-hmm. Of course, he gets to spend a lot of time with Jor-El there in his early adult years, mixing all the lessons he learned from the Kents with everything he gets from Jor-El. But he gets his morals from the Kents.
That's right.
Couldn't even save him.
From what I saw, the reason why they had to do the whole thing with putting Christopher Reeve's voice over him is because his voice is a little deeper than Christopher Reeve's, and it wouldn't have sounded right.
Plus, you wanted to believe it was still Christopher Reeve later.
And they did a good job.
And from 18 to 30, your voice doesn't change that much.
No, yeah.
I mean, I sound like
especially when I was 14. You're not deeper than you, as a teenager or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not going to do that. It's going to be the opposite.
Yeah. But there's like he doesn't fully get the lessons. You can't save everybody.
Yeah.
There's some things. I mean, what is he supposed to do even as Superman to stop a heart attack? I mean, he could get you to a doctor, but it's not like he could save the life. There's just he can't.
You're a Superman. You're not the Lord.
Right. Right.
And even the Lord's not going to always do that because life is life.
Yeah.
And in life, there's a beginning, there's a middle, and there's an end. And everything's got, there's some things we can't do.
Everything there's a season.
There you go. Oh, it seems like you got that from more than just a song.
Right.
Let's see, am I wrong?
I love it calls to me. This is so cool. You can just hear that weird, and it sounds like very crystalline. Like when you hear when people run their finger on the top of a
That's what I was thinking.
Glass.
I was wondering if they didn't do that. Yeah,
I bet they did.
It does. It's very fine, almost.
Yeah. It's time now. Yeah. Basically, it's time for you to know who you are and why you're so different.
It's like your stepdaddy or your adopted daddy said, "You are here for a reason."
Yeah. Oh, and you talked about them, the ship they just left there. They clearly came back for it because they have this crystal and they buried it in the farm.
Yeah, I knew they did.
So they did get it.
I was just saying that earlier.
Yeah.
Like, hey, don't leave that now.
They grabbed the thing because they needed to hide it because they didn't want anybody to know that. Little Clark came off of this weird meteorite.
Now I could be wrong. Maybe I'm not remembering right. I don't remember that scene before where you see him driving off when leaving it in the.
Yeah, and then watching the glowing.
I don't remember.
That's really.
I'm not saying I hadn't seen this, but I don't remember that being on the main movie. I love this part with the music.
The music is amazing.
See, John Williams has such a way about him where he makes the music like a personality. Yeah. Well, in Jaws, it was another character because it filled in all the gaps.
Yeah.
And this wasn't that long after, just a couple of years, really.
And he's giving you a hint of what's down here calling to Clark.
Yeah, because you can hear it as he's yelling at him. Yelling to him.
Yeah, and I bet it's a frequency only Clark can hear.
Come and get me.
Come and learn the truth. That green glow.
And that's so great.
And you see it because there's the ship.
Yeah.
They kept it covered.
Yeah.
It's like there's this ship. It's all burnt to embers, but it's right inside calling to him.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I remember
they're hiding it. It's probably plugged into something that's lighting it up.
I remember the first time I got a glow stick as a kid. The first ones were green.
Yeah.
The very first ones were green. Later on, they did other colors like pink.
Yeah.
But I almost always had a green. I'll tell you, no shock. It was because of that.
Yeah.
Every time I did that too.
Yeah.
And I put it right up to my face like that too. I remember my grandma like, "Don't put it too close to your face; it'll hurt your eyes." Of course, it would.
Yeah.
But
this is some extended stuff.
Yeah, it is.
We're about to have a Cheerios product placement.
And it was the only one that was in this.
Yeah. Well, no, the Coke thing, I guess, is the next movie, isn't it? The Times Square Coke sign.
And there's a couple things.
There's Cheerios.
Burger King is in there too.
And she's making sure that she shows it to camera.
Yeah.
This is where the scene actually picks up in the regular movie.
But it fits for Superman.
Yeah,
Cheerios fits.
Cheerios.
Because it's old fashioned. It's kind of clean and pure.
The music in this scene is amazing too.
It is. I was eating Cheerios this morning.
The dog running out to him. But it's just Clark out there in that field. He's outstanding in his field. But I know the music as it pulls away, as he's basically saying goodbye to Mom.
Yeah, it's so pretty out
camera
there,
work.
man. It's beautiful. Oh yeah,
the screen shot
did
is
an amazing
awesome.
job. Even looking at the smoke, it's funny. We're on a bigger screen here, but it's funny to see. You can see the smoke coming up off the chimney, and
oh yeah, I guess it is the job. I thought maybe it was dust from like the road, like a car gone by, but I guess it's the chimney. Yeah. Here we go. Say goodbye to Mom. It's like the crystal's been telling him things. He just knows it's time to go. Moms always know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always find this really sad whenever he leaves Mom. I don't know. It's always sad for me. For her, I mean.
Yeah.
Because I like that he gets someone to help.
He's taking care of Mom.
Because I don't like the thought of her being alone. It just hurts me for her.
Yeah.
The great thing is he could be there in 5 minutes. Boom.
Yeah. Or less. He can serve the whole globe that fast. And
especially when
how come he couldn't catch those missiles faster?
I don't want to ruin this for anyone, but he's going to learn how to fly.
Yeah.
I don't want to ruin that for anyone.
Right.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. It's a little extended, I think, too. Oh, no, I guess she does say that. Always remember us. He'll never forget. Oh. There's the theme. There it is.
Mm-hmm. And I love how the wheat is. It just looks so cool.
Mm-hmm.
There's this big turnabout. Here it is.
They look off into the sunrise or sunset or whatever. Or at least to the sky. I guess it's got to be a sunrise because she's getting breakfast out. And yeah, because it was telling him he's got to go somewhere very secluded that no one will ever come up here up north where it's cold.
Mm-hmm.
Because nobody better find this fortress. And the music is great in here. Oh, we keep commenting on the music, but I mean, come on.
Oh, it's
so amazing.
What's great, John Williams uses similar music and
there's that Krypton theme.
Yeah, there it is.
Starting to play.
When he made Hoth just a year or so later.
Yeah.
There's some similar music for Hoth, talking about the cold and all.
Yeah.
This is extended. You can see it.
Yeah.
There's more to it. It's beautiful scenery.
This is probably Alaska somewhere. And now you can tell they're inside of the set.
Yes. Still pretty, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a Wampa monster. No, kidding.
The Bumble.
Yeah. Falling in. Yeah.
Don't fall in the water, Clark. They got the whole celeste instrument there. You're just the celeste with wind, a little bit of strings.
See, I don't even know that. What is that monster? Or is that a polar bear?
Oh, what? There was a polar bear in that shot?
Yeah, there's some kind of critter.
Huh.
I think it was a polar bear. I think that was Santa's workshop we saw glowing. He was like, because it got a little red there, so I was thinking maybe Rudolph was.
And look, you can see a red, blue, and a yellow in his backpack. I bet he found his cloth that he was in as a baby when he was pulling that out.
I've always wondered, did they use that cloth to make the outfit? I'm sure they did, but how? Because it's not exactly the same.
Whew. This amazing throw.
I love this part too.
See it land and sink in. That Krypton theme. It is pretty cool. Dun, dun, dun. And it's that weird Kryptonian technology. Like how is this happening? Water, you know?
Yeah.
And the green crystal becomes the Fortress of Solitude. Superman received mostly positive reviews from critics, and according to Rotten Tomatoes, 94% of 77 critics gave Superman a positive review with an average rating of 8.1 out of 10. Roger Ebert gave the film 4 out of 4 stars, although describing the Krypton scenes as ponderous. Brando was allegedly paid $3 million for his role, or judging by his dialogue, $500,000 a cliche. And Ebert wrote that Superman is a pure delight, a wondrous combination of all the old-fashioned things we never really get tired of, adventure and romance, heroes and villains, earth-shaking special effects, and you know what else? Wit. He praised Reeve, stating that he sells the role. Wrong casting here would have sunk everything. It looks so cool with the smoke and the lights.
They made it go a little longer on this one.
Yeah. Oh, and that almost fanfare-ish Kryptonian theme there. Just the wonder in the tones of that theme.
Wow, he walked right into the camera.
Yeah, well, as it blurs out, so we can skip some time, because who knows how far away he threw that thing.
That's true.
Because this fortress is huge. It's huge. It's huge.
Huge.
Mm-hmm. And James Harwood of Variety called the film a wonderful, chuckling, preposterously exciting fantasy. And as both the wholesome Man of Steel and his bumbling secret identity Clark Kent, Reeve is excellent.
I wouldn't be so quick. This doggone thing. I wouldn't be so quick to just jump on one of those things. I'd be afraid I'd fall in.
Well, of course, it's a set, and you know that water's not that deep.
Yeah, but Clark doesn't know that.
Clark doesn't. Clark is invincible, though. I bet he's figured that out by now.
I hope.
He never got sick, I'm sure. You know.
I love how
he understands that he's got these abilities. I don't know if he's ever flown at this point in his life, though.
No, I don't think so, because he's going to be discovering that soon.
Although it's appropriate that it is a bird doing something weird when it flies, you know? And
that's true.
You know, that's kind of appropriate for him to say, I got to say. That weird little thing going on. That's new. I don't recall that.
Me neither.
It's like the crystals are calling to him over here. All the crystal things that are going to work.
It's like they add just a few little things here and there, but it kind of adds to it, though.
Like it's saying, over here, Kal-El.
What I mean is it makes it sound, it makes it almost make more sense in a way.
Like it would say, this is the control of everything. The hub. Maybe it's in the original. I just never listened to that close to it. It's a difference having headphones on.
I don't remember. That's true. Maybe.
Or maybe it just skipped straight to here where the music's.
That's how I usually remember it.
So we didn't get the thing where it's almost like it calls to him over here, Kal-El. And he's going to know how to work it too when he gets there.
Now, this is before it, of course, but it reminds me of on Highlander, how they had that feeling.
Oh. You can hear it though.
Yeah.
Now. It's louder.
Reminds me of the Highlander, where they had that little feeling that, and in the TV show, they added that little. Yeah, they add the little sound on the when they're around somebody, they feel that. They didn't have the sound in the movie, but they added it in the TV show, so you would know someone's near you.
Yeah,
I like how over here some are a little bluish looking.
Yeah,
that's what I have the toy of.
You have that on your wall.
I actually have two of them. Yeah,
yeah.
Here we go.
This is so cool.
Oh, that's cool, man.
It does. It looks amazing.
It's all like fuzzy look. It's really cool. The fact that they was able to do this in is, man.
Yeah, it looks so cool.
It was like miraculous.
There we go. The voice of Jor-El.
Mm.
Marlon Brando. There we go.
And they brought him back for Superman Returns, and that was amazing.
Yeah.
The big mistake they ever made was in the original Superman 2.
Yeah,
they took
put
him
the
out.
mother in.
You know why?
Oh, I don't remember.
He asked for more money, a lot more, which was really, honestly, he already got paid a lot.
Yeah, he did
for the both movies.
Over $3 million, I think, when we were looking at it earlier.
And it's for both movies. So to ask for more money for what he was already paid for is,
plus he'd already done the lines.
Yeah. So that wasn't right of him. Yeah. However, for them to then suddenly say, "Not forget you," that wasn't right to the movie or the fans. Right?
Well, probably if the Salkinds hadn't gotten rid of Richard Donner, and
Oh yeah, that's part of it.
Yeah.
We shall try to find the answers together. How does a good man live? What is virtue?
Now that's a new
when
line.
Does man's obligation to those around him exceed his
that wasn't in the originals, or even in the special edition.
All these different questions, like what are obligations to your fellow man, and what are good things to do?
Which makes him think, that he's got to save him. Yeah. That's part of it.
Yeah.
I can only tell you what I myself believe.
This actor does fit really well.
Yeah.
You could see him turning into Christopher Reeve. You know, the eyes and everything.
So, my son, speak.
Who am I?
Your name is Kal-El.
I love the way it's responsive.
It's very believable the way he does it.
And being a Final Fantasy VII fan, so Clark responds to the fact that finding out he's an alien very well. And I'm thinking Final Fantasy VII, you got Sephiroth, who eventually finds out that he's part of some sort of alien entity that's given him all these weird powers and everything. And he goes
is that
mad.
what that is?
Sephiroth decides, I'm supposed to rule this planet.
Oh.
Now, if Clark had a different upbringing, he might have responded differently to finding this out and might have been like, I could rule this planet. I'm more powerful than anyone else here.
I always thought this was cool looking when they were doing that.
Yes, the gels and stuff for space. It's so cool.
That's what a lot of the Elseworlds they made did, where they was like, for instance, one of them was he was raised by another good family. They had his what if the Waynes found him.
Oh.
And they didn't have Bruce. But that's where you
Clark,
get like I can't remember what it's called, where it's like
what if, but no, well, not what if.
Yeah, no, it's Elseworld.
Elseworld, yeah.
But it's like
that's sort of like they had the one where he had landed in communist Russia.
That's a good one, but it's called like Speeding Bullet, Speeding Bullets, and it's where basically it shows Batman with the diamond shaped bat thing on him, and he's got a full face mask, and it's a good
That's
one.
Cool.
Yeah, he flies around and
as a bat.
It'd be terrifying, and could tear people up. Oh my goodness, because he saw his adopted mom and dad murdered.
Yeah. Chose Earth for you. Here we go. Time to rejoin the world. I love this.
And they made a figure of that recently, by the way.
Oh, cool.
Here's one of them, Kal-El. To discover where your strength and your power are needed. And always hold in your heart the pride.
This here always kind of reminded me a little bit of Star Trek and Star Wars here.
Yeah.
This part.
They can be good people they wish to be. I
love that line.
This is such. Brando's got great speeches in this movie.
Oh, he's great.
Their capacity for good. I have sent them you.
This is cool.
My only son.
See, the TV version is about to end.
Yeah, here we go.
For night one, when you see him fly away. There's the theme.
And when Christopher did this, the people on set flipped out because he did this banking here, right here. And he did this. That was not planned. He did that. They were not planning on doing the banking, but he did it with his own body.
Oh, he learned how to work them wires.
He was so good.
And then here's where night two kind of began. Oh, actually, no, this is new shots. This is extended.
Yeah.
Where we kind of get Metropolis as being like in New York. Because, normally it comes right in here to the cab.
Yeah.
Which, this is like, I think we're getting that this is Clark in the cab, We're getting his point of
Okay,
view.
this is it,
So we're
Max, the
keeping
Daily
Clark's
Planet.
surprise appearance here.
Fresh fruit. Hey, Lee, how about a tomato? Hey, fresh fruit. Hey, maybe.
We're getting introduced to the city of Metropolis, the Daily Planet.
Yeah, because by now usually we're meeting. What's his name? Right about here usually. And then we start to meet Mr. Luthor here in a little bit.
Yeah, coming up. Right now we're
Otis. I was trying to remember his name. Otis.
Otis.
Ned does a great job, man.
Otis Berg.
Yeah. I always hear that.
Yep.
What was Otis's last name in this?
Just a small thing. I don't know.
Otis. Does it ever say?
Smile.
I don't think
We'll say Campbell. Otis Campbell.
How many T's and bloodletting?
2.
She was really good in this role.
How many T's and bloodletting? I love it.
You know, Jeremy, what really made the superpowers feel great was that he was on the commercials, remember?
Yes.
My buddy Clark Kent had this,
Superman?
it had this background because they were doing it from when they were filming Superman 3 when they did it.
Thank you.
Golly, Miss Lane, how come you get all the great stories?
A good reporter doesn't get great stories, Jimmy.
Good reporter.
Makes them great.
That's such a great transition. Okay, Jackie Cooper playing, all right, former child star of Our Gang fame,
That's
suffered
right.
emotional abuse for that role in Skippy as they wanted him
That's
to
right.
cry. They faked shooting his dog. Stepfather was the director.
Yes.
No one was concerned about his emotional well-being as they wanted the paycheck. Started in a role of boy wife and then the champ as the son of a washed-up boxer that had to take care of his father.
Mm-hmm. And they remade that later.
Oh, wow. And my notes go straight to Lord of the Rings for next time. Did I accidentally wipe out my more notes for Superman? I thought I had more for Superman. I guess I didn't finish all the notes I wanted to do. That's all I've got.
Jackie Cooper wasn't going to be doing this movie, so they hired him at the last second, and he had to fly all the way over there to do this to England. And he had to quickly, luckily he had his passport, but he had to quickly get over here. I can't remember who was going to do it before him.
Were they still filming in Canada?
Not this part. This part was in England.
Okay.
He had to quickly get the heck over there.
Yeah.
But because they had another guy, I can't remember who it was, but he wasn't able to do it.
Blood is Metropolis.
Right, sugar. Cheap one's coffee, no sugar. Take the tea with lemon.
I love the way he passes off the coffee thing.
Yeah, a little
But
jerk.
I love that we first get to meet Christopher Reeve as Clark Kent here.
Today, I'm giving him the city beat.
But that's my beat, Chief.
That's my beat.
Lois, Clark Kent may seem like just a mild-mannered reporter,
I love the way they said that. He seems a mild-mannered reporter.
Yeah,
I love
that's
that.
perfect.
not only does he have a snappy, punchy prose style, but he is, in my 40 years in this business, the fastest typist I've ever seen. Excuse me, sir.
Here, you forgot my article.
I love the way he presented Clark Kent. Very mild-mannered. He leaned in.
Yeah.
His whole personality seems a disguise.
He sends a check every week to his sweet gray-haired old mother.
Actually, she's silver-haired.
And I love the way he busts every thought she has of some jerky guy it's going to be, and he's like perfectly good straight arrow guy.
Well.
Any more at home like you?
Not really, no.
I didn't think so.
Yeah. You kind of see the way she kind of likes him, that he is such a good, decent guy, but the way he presents himself, he doesn't seem like he's this handsome guy. So she's like, that's why she's hoping there's another one like him that's maybe better looking than you. I think that's what that is. You know?
Yeah.
She loves his values. Like, wow, he really is sending money.
But
he seems this nerd.
You know how they say the nice guys finish last, right? I've heard that my whole life. Believe me.
Oh, he gets to meet another reporter here. Bill Friesen, did he say his name was? Oh, look, that guy did go and get coffee for somebody. He doesn't know where to take it, though.
There you go.
This is a nice little bit of extended shot showing like the busy workings of the Daily Planet as we pull away from Clark meeting Jimmy Olsen. It's not a necessary pullback, but it's just nice.
Boy, you can never tell it's the 70s.
Yeah, oh
Those
yeah.
glasses, the hat. The fact, in Jaws, some people are wearing hats like that.
Oh, yeah.
The hairdos. That dude's wearing a denim. Look at that. He's wearing a denim suit. A denim suit. Oh, my goodness. I don't know that I've ever seen that before.
Oh, I love that. I think of this every time I say swell because I end up saying swell sometimes.
Yeah. Now, in this movie, the Daily Planet has the planet on the inside.
Yeah.
And there you see that right there.
Yeah. And the funny thing about that conversation is you realize he left the world for the last 12 years and has not kept up on the slang, right?
Oh,
so swell is still a normal word for him from the 50s or whatever.
Yeah.
Or 60s or, and from the farm. So it's just kind of funny. Like he's got a 12-year gap of how the world has gone.
Well, and they were older too.
Yeah.
His folks, not the teenagers necessarily, but.
Yeah. And they don't really explain why he would choose to become a reporter. But if you think about it, being in a newspaper, he's going to know everything what's going on. And he needs to know that because this is such a great scene.
This is the way Clark Kent dressed in the comic books back in the original.
Yes. It was great. I expect to have the red tie and the blue suit thing going on.
Yeah. You could hurt somebody with that. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Hold it there. Just a minute, mister. Just a minute. Now, I realize, of course, times are tough for some these days, but this isn't the answer. You can't solve society's problems with a gun.
Yeah.
You know something, buddy? You're right. I'm going to turn over a new leaf.
I love that look. He's like, oh, that worked.
Yeah, it's this.
See, he doesn't really want to hurt you, right?
Yeah. He got that Kermit the Frog sound. Right? Look at that jacket. Mr. Rockford's Files there.
I love that.
That was so cool.
The bullet catch is so cool. Yeah. But you get everything you need to know about Lois. She's tough and she'll do stuff, but she'll get herself into trouble when she does stuff.
Yeah, she's not wise.
Yeah.
Gutsy.
But she's street tough in her own way.
She's very gutsy.
She's an Army general's daughter.
Well, yeah, that's right.
You fainted.
Yeah.
Well, I love this. He's got the bullet and he just smiles.
Yeah, it's got a smirk.
Puts it in a can. Yep. It's like, I just saved your life. You never saw it. But
there was a report.
Oh, I love this too.
It shot you. Is it worth risking your life over $10, 2 credit cards, a hairbrush, and a lipstick?
You just described the exact contents of my purse.
That smirk he just gave. There's this guy on CNN, really cool dude, named Scott Jennings, who does that exact smirk and gives that same look almost every day. And I always make you think of that.
Oh, goodness.
And a rare guy on there, because believe it or not, he's a Republican. And you don't see that. He's a great dude.
Yeah.
But his hair's always kind of coming. It reminds me of him just a little bit. Just a little bit. See, that's old-fashioned
There we go.
Too.
Now we meet Otis.
There he is.
Ned Beatty.
There we go.
So great.
Dun, 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 dun.
Ta-da. Copyright strike. If we go any further.
I find myself doing this sometimes when I'm walking.
Yeah. The music tells you everything you need to know about the character.
That's
too.
right.
It just has that evilness.
Kind of, and it's fun. It's a fun bad guy,
right?
Though.
Keeping the nice light tone.
Yeah. Still evil though.
Yeah.
Not so much Otis. Otis is bad guy. He's not a good guy.
Yeah.
Back then, they always had these goofy sidekicks. Now it's Richard Donner's brother right here, or cousin. I mean, it was his cousin. Later on, you're going to see him play the chief on the Lethal Weapon movies.
Oh, cool.
That's just, they look a lot alike.
Yeah, now that I look at the guy's face,
yeah,
I kind of remember him in Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, him and Richard Donner look a lot alike. Like I said, his cousins. Copyright.
Exactly.
I like how the signs look a lot different from back then, too.
Yeah. Oh, there's the Federal Express truck. So there's another commercial placement.
I feel like we should be watching the beginning of Taxi, watching those go by. You know, it's got the same style. And
you almost expect Robert De Niro to come out. Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me?
Yeah. Or Christopher Lloyd.
Hey, whoa. Need a ride. What can we do?
It's New York, after all, kind of, isn't it? I love this part. It's good doggy.
Yep, good dog.
So great. Look at all the ties. The ties are kind of short, and they were wider then too. That's funny. And it did have a clunk to it.
Yeah,
there's a certain clink.
Doggy knows.
Yeah. I love this.
Grand Central Station.
It's awesome.
As fun as this is for Lex
Look at
Luthor,
that.
I do like him better as he's got like this large LexCorp building that he kind of, nobody really knows how nasty he is, you know?
Yeah. Well,
it's like him having to live underground and everybody knowing he's somewhere.
Well, what they did was, this is how he was in the old comics and all. But what happened was in the 80s when they did the Crisis on Infinite Earths, they brought him back and they based him off of Donald Trump-ish. Because when you see one of his first big ones, it said Lex, and it's written in gold and had a black background, and he looked in the same basic pose as Donald Trump's book that said what's it called?
The Art of the Deal?
The Deal, yeah, The Art of the Deal, and it's got him in that same basic pose. It's not that he's based off Donald Trump, but he's Donald Trump being the rich guy and all that. They're basing it off that.
Yeah.
And then
not to be confused with Norman Osborn.
Yeah.
It's very similar.
Very much so. But that's the truth. That's why it's even got the same kind of gold look to it when you look it up. You got to remember, Donald Trump was really popular then.
Yeah. Pretty popular these days, too.
And then later on, Lex Luthor became president in the comic books, but that's when President Obama was in.
But I kind of like that kind of villainy where everybody on the surface, nobody can know he's nasty.
Yes.
And it makes him more interesting. Instead of like always trying to build weird things to destroy Superman, he's subtle and underneath stuff, you know?
Yes.
And he's almost jealous of Superman.
In the old ways, he was a weird professor guy, which it kind of is here. Not a professor, but kind of weirdo. And then in the new days, they decided to design it. I mean, like I say new days, we're talking 1985. But they decided that he would have to be rich and have the ability to build stuff in kind of like if you have all the money in the world,
right?
You can do it almost in the guise of I'm doing it as we're trying to.
We're developing new technology.
That's exactly right.
In a Tony Stark kind of fashion.
Yeah, imagine if you was to take Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and a few other people, and mix them all together. That's what you get with Lex Luthor.
But except for this version, you got Gene Hackman's charm.
Gene Hackman's amazing in this.
Yep.
He's so much fun.
Yep. He could do everything and say the most horrible things with that grin.
Oh, and he's an affable jerk.
Yes. He's horrible, but he's so affable. He's just charming in this. It's just great.
Now, they kind of went that way, even though it's a horrible film. Superman 4, they kind of went that way, remember?
Yeah. And I love the way they're going to show you, like, well, he doesn't seem so bad, but now you're going to see how evil Lex is with this next bit.
Well, beware of the company you keep.
Oh, yeah.
And he's not a good guy. I mean, he's trying to steal from a blind man. He's
Otis is kind of a creep.
Yeah.
But I love this next one. You're only going to see Lex's hand at first.
Now look at this.
As he gets this guy.
I can't help myself.
It's a great theme.
Lex. John Williams is so great that he could write almost anything. He really could.
Yeah. And here we go. It's so devious as the other cop comes over. All right. Otis was on this wall. Somewhere on this wall. It's a long Otis walk.
Yeah, these things are all cut out because this is something that Superman's going to come on to later. But they cut it out of it, which, honest to Jesus, I have no idea.
And stuff from the Death Star.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Honest to Jesus, I have no idea why they cut this stuff out of the original.
Yeah.
Because later on, when you get to these scenes that would have made Superman so much better, and you're like, this is the kind of Superman stuff you'd want.
Yeah, and this is so evil here.
Oh, it's horrible.
This guy pushing him out into the tracks.
It almost hurts watching it.
Because the guy's thinking, I'll just sit in there. And then now in the extended, we got to see a full shot of Lex there. But in the original film, that's it. You see the key and you see him push it out.
That's it.
First of Lex you see. And you get to see the screen of where he says, it's amazing his brains can keep them legs moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not just making the wall even, it's the extra shove at the end. Oh my goodness.
And it's done evil. In almost an evil comedic way. But that's what makes Lex so fun, horrible, and horrific all at the same time.
You know everything you need to know about Lex. He's got all these devious things and how just evil.
To him, it's fun.
Yes.
He's like a horrible, spoiled brat child.
Nothing but the hat.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh, I'm sure the body's out there, though, too.
Oh, yeah.
But they don't want to show you the body.
No.
Well, no, actually, his body's probably been splatted into the front of that subway car.
See, one thing I liked about movies back then was
sick.
They could show
Thank you. She said, Tessmacher said it straight. That's sick.
They could show it without showing it. That's the thing I liked about stuff back then. You knew it. You don't need to see the details.
You're really sick.
Sick, Miss Tessmacher? Sick when I'm mere days from executing the crime of the century? No.
I was looking at this sign there. Let's say to lower
level baggage. He's in part of what abandoned part of the Union Station kind of thing. So
too obvious.
Yeah.
Charismatic. Fiendishly gifted.
Try twisted.
Try twisted. But yet you're still hanging around with him there, Tessmacher.
Get away! Get away! Get away!
Tell me something, Lex. Why do so many people have to die for the crime of the century?
Why? You ask why?
I love this
Why
part.
does the phone always ring when you're in the bathtub? Why is the most brilliantly diabolical leader of our time surrounding himself with total nincompoops? I'm back, Mr. Luthor.
So melodramatic. I love this too, where you were followed again. What? And Lotus. Yep. And Otis freaks out, turns around, knocks the lamp over.
A very much curly way of doing it.
Ned Beatty was great.
Oh, he was amazing. Hard to believe he's gone.
Yeah.
Mr. Luthor. He's so great, man.
Yep.
I would give it to you. Stupid.
The way he snatches it away.
Do you remember that he played John Goodman's dad on I believe it was him. Yeah, he played John Goodman's dad on Roseanne.
I didn't watch a lot of Roseanne. I didn't like that show.
I wasn't a big fan of it, but he was kind of fitting to it.
6 years old. My father said to me,
Get out.
before that, he said, son, stocks may rise and fall. Utilities and transportation systems may collapse. People are no good, but they will always need land, and they'll pay through the nose to get it.
It's hard to believe he's gone. And you know what makes it hard for me, Jeremy? He reminds me of my Uncle Russ. And so, especially in this film and a couple others. But so, I know my Uncle Russ is still with me, but by losing Gene, it's like, it kind of hurts because it makes me feel like I lost a part of my Uncle Russell. I know that sounds dumb. I know that, but
What more can
I was just
anyone
saying,
ask?
I love that part. But it's always hard for me when I lose someone that reminds me of someone
extended.
else. You can hear the
tigers or whatever he's supposed to throw her to.
Yes, and that was something that freaked me out for years. I thought maybe I imagined that because I couldn't find it even on the special edition. There they are. Feed the babies.
Odets.
These extended scenes, I feel like I want to pay more attention.
Yeah, me too.
Relax.
There they are. He's covering his nose. He's so funny.
So Jurassic Park. That little plank thing there. Ooh.
I like how he's playing the music and all.
That's
Look
very
at that.
Jurassic Park.
The baby's more hungry, Miss Luthor.
Luthor.
You are sick. You are really sick. You would take a diaper pin to cut a baby's throat. You'd fix the brakes on your own grandmother's wheelchair. I don't know. Just explain one thing to me, Lex. Why do I love you so much?
You're so sick. Why do I love you so much? So that helps establish the relationship of why is she down here?
Is that him right here in this picture?
I don't know who that is. It's not Lex. I wonder if these are like great thinkers or minds.
Maybe, because it looks like this over here, the guy with the mustache looks like Gene Hackman a little bit.
A little bit. Maybe it's supposed to be his father.
Maybe.
He probably killed his own father.
Knowing him.
Get this lock nest up, Nate, right into composing.
Look at that, Jack.
Yeah. No, that's it, Ross. Put it to bed. Right? What are you standing around here for?
I'm not. I wasn't going to say it.
Go. They got kind of an interesting relationship, those two. I wasn't going to say it.
It's almost a father-son relationship between Perry.
I always love this pink shirt with the white tie.
Yeah. There's no Z in brassiere.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it becomes a brazier, which is a completely different thing.
Yeah.
Either way, it's hot.
She's bad at spelling, but I understand that.
Yeah.
I'm getting better at it, but
before the days of computers and spell check.
That's exactly right.
All on the typewriter.
People don't understand how much more difficult it was.
Yeah.
I had to go to the dictionary all the time and look at stuff up, and now
I still have to go to Google on some things.
I do too. On my sermons sometimes, even though no one sees it but me, but still for my own sake.
Yeah.
How the other half lives. My sister, for instance. 3 kids, 2 cats, and 1 mortgage. Yeah. I would go bananas in a week.
Oh, can I take you to the airport?
Not unless you can fly.
And yes, he can.
Heads up.
It's just a push door. I swear he can just.
No, he
just
couldn't.
push and pull it out.
He couldn't because he's a gentleman.
Oh, he doesn't want to push the door open.
Yeah,
just enough to get his jacket out.
He's a gentleman.
Yeah.
Going down, please. Going down.
He just doesn't feel quite right about it. You know?
Yep. He's still that outsider.
Going up.
Yeah.
See, I hate to say it.
He just doesn't fit in.
I relate with Park probably more than just about anyway, as far as any other character, because I feel
Always
that way a lot of times. Try to do the right things, and I feel like a buffoon half the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't help it.
I'm trying to think though. Lois's sister, does she pop up in the animated series?
What's that?
She talks about her sister there, but doesn't her sister's in the animated series?
I can't
She
remember.
pops up in an episode or two. I swear.
I don't really remember, honestly.
I swear somewhere we get to meet her sister.
Maybe you're right. You know, I maybe you're right about that.
Yeah, I think her sister did show up and has a whole family and everything. Like Lewis is complaining about, like, oh, well, I've seen how the other half lives. Ugh, a mortgage and 3 kids. No, not for me. Something about her wearing the yellow and white does seem so traditional from the old TV show too.
Which is really what I think they're going for in this sense. This part always freaked me out when we were young and they were showing this on TV when we were recording. In fact, I think it might have been this very airing. I could be wrong. But I remember we would get off of church and I remember we'd be missing a lot of the movie, but because couldn't miss church. So we go home that night and this was the part that we'd always get to, and I was like, oh, never couldn't miss church. I didn't want to sound like a jerk, but I was like, come on, Dad, come on, we got to go. My dad's a pastor. Yeah. So I was like, come on, Dad, we got to go. Superman's on.
Yeah.
Back then, you didn't have VCRs. You didn't have.
They were expensive.
And you couldn't rent. And you could, could, we were like, come on, Jaws is on,
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Yeah. And I appreciate now in the extended, you get to hear they're telling him to set it down. And he says, I can't control it. I can't get it down. Because they're just spinning. Because otherwise you'd ask the question, why didn't he just land? He couldn't.
The music again.
Yeah.
And you hear that later on whenever they're having their earthquakes and all that.
Yeah. It's the danger music.
It is the danger music, yes.
That'd be so scary to open the door and it's just yelling at the pilot. Oh, here we go. It's like one of the greatest scenes in a comic book movie ever.
This was the one. This was the scene. They said that this scene was what sells the movie.
Yeah. Kind of just excited to see it happening. Oh, I'm such a dork. That's okay.
Right, so am I.
I love this. It's like the media is immediately there. The police are there. So you don't know how long this actually is going on, that she's dangling like this.
Oh, and I'm sure even 5 seconds.
Everybody's about to see it happen. Fire trucks are there. The police are there. The media is there. Everybody is watching this tragedy about to unfold, expecting to see a woman fall to her death, right? For everybody to see what's going to happen. And everybody to be like, what was that?
That'd be terrible to see.
Oh, trying to climb out the other side, and but yet people are not looking away. And here he comes.
Here we go. Come on, Clark. Well, you don't have super hearing on?
I love the way he finds her hat. It's like, that's odd. But now he sees it all. Like, here we go. Start the music. And I like this, the red and blue tie that he's wearing.
Very and I like this too. Yeah, I never thought about that.
I love the joke here. The phone booth is not a phone booth. Here we go. Oh, I love this. There's the greatest Superman moment of changing right there.
There you go. Show that
Spider-Man totally ripped it off.
Yes.
But I love it there too.
Superman. Jim.
Woo. Excuse me.
Fit.
Woo.
I love that. Woo.
I love that guy.
Ric Flair.
He'll come back and talk to you about those women around you there, Mr. Pimp.
Look up there.
Here we go.
What the hell's that?
And what's that?
Easy, miss. I've got you.
You've got me. Who's got you?
Dun, 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 dun.
It's like the media gets to see it. They got video of the whole thing when they first see Superman. And I love this. Everybody's freaking out. The helicopter's falling. And Superman's just like, what? That's no big deal. I got it. Don't worry.
Dun, dun,
the fanfare.
The anthem, yeah.
I love that he looks at her like, you okay? Yep, you're fine. Okay. Don't worry, we'll have you up there.
This always excites me so much, even now.
Copyright.
That's why I'm not saying a thing. I can't. I love this part.
Gentlemen, this man needs help.
Yep. It's like, sure, Mr. Blue Flying Guy.
Flying, miss.
It's so perfect.
The way she's like,
statistically speaking, of course, it's still the safest way to travel.
Wait! Who are you?
A
friend. I love that.
That's so wonderful. Boom, boom, boom.
Bye.
He's so good. He just turned with his back. I don't know how he did all that. He's just so good.
He got really good on them wires.
Yeah, he did it. And she really sold that so well.
She did. A little bit of extended the press.
I think people don't give her enough credit.
Oh, that smile as he flies away.
Oh, it's so good. People don't give her enough credit.
Yeah.
She really sold that.
She did.
She said that
this is extended. I love this. Watching him fly.
She had to pretend to be in love with a stranger. And she did. She did good. Oh, there's the towers.
Yeah. So it's got like that thing like, well, who else can I help this evening?
Coop. I don't know that.
It's like, now that I've revealed myself to the world.
This is another scene that I just absolutely adore. This is very old school. This kind of robbery thing.
Cat burglar.
But it's so cool.
Yeah.
I even like the furniture in there. I mean, it's aged, but I like it.
Yeah. Like crazy yellow vinyl stuff.
Yeah, I can almost smell it, because when I was a kid, my grandma and grandpa, it wasn't yellow, but it had that kind of feel to it, They had like black and other kinds, but look at that great big old light, flashlight.
This poor guy.
He's just.
You see him later.
You don't even hear that.
So oblivious. And he completely misses Superman later when he catches the guy. This
seems like that seems a little drawn out.
Yeah.
So is this. That's not on there.
Yeah, to give you the indication that Superman sees you.
Now this the part that they're drawn out a little bit more. Yeah. That's good though. I like it. At least they're showing that he's having to really work hard for this.
Yeah, that's not an easy thing.
Here,
I love
here
this.
Here we
go. Why is this guy standing on the side of the building?
And this is great. That right there.
Something wrong with the elevator?
That is the great shot of him right there.
Yep. Ooh, just so casual. So don't worry. Going down.
There you go.
The guy
I love the way the
misses
shoes
it.
look when they were standing right up there against it.
Officer! Good evening, Officer Mooney. Well, they say confession's good for the soul.
I'd listen to this man.
I'd listen to this man. Take him away.
It's like, yep. Make sure the cop sees evidence. Make sure he gets locked up for his stealing.
This is just such a great scene after scene after scene.
Yeah. And you kind of get the feeling that he loves helping people. And it's so easy for him, but he just enjoys it. Which is a big contrast to when things are going to go so bad.
Yeah.
And he fails. But it's like he's just having fun at this point.
And I love that in the extended editions, he visits his dad because of it. Feels kind of guilty or something.
That little bit of
he just sells it so well. Like, it seems real.
I hear gunfire.
he's like, what's going on there? Hey, what's happening here?
Be cool, you got us. I love that guy.
This guy
so smug.
He's smug as heck.
They must have pulled off a major bank robbery or something.
They didn't care their friends got caught. They didn't give a darn.
They don't. There's less people to have to share the money with.
That's so cool. The lighting there.
And he's just standing there like, you guys are in trouble.
Coolest spot.
I love this too.
Ha 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 ha! Oh, bad vibrations. This is one of my favorites.
Love this guy.
Back then they always had to have an Irish police officer. Remember?
Yep.
In the old shows.
Oh, I can make a little bird with bright red boots. Oh.
Like, here we go. Here we go. He's like, hang on, I'll go get my hat.
Yep.
See, Mooney. Perfect name for him.
And then I love that he's done the big thing, and now he's going to come help a little girl with a cat.
Oh yeah, you gotta. And I love the lightning there.
Back there.
Oh, well, see, they're setting it up. That's a setup for the next thing that's going to happen. It's one thing after another thing. You have to have lightning, otherwise the president's not going to be in trouble.
Oh, right. Okay. The only thing I don't like about this scene is when she goes in there, they make a joke out of the kid being slapped for lying. It's like, that's not funny.
Well, at the time, it was setting it up. But yeah, it was kind of, no, but it's somewhat.
Yeah.
No, that's not in there, usually.
I like the little conversation with the little girl. That kind of reminds me of Spider-Man 2, where they talk to Peter Parker, the two boys, like, oh, my mom always says they eat the vegetables, but I never believed her.
Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't need the slap.
No, but she made her own reputation.
Yeah. Because, I mean, a spank sounds different from a face slap.
That's true.
You know?
Even her shadow moved a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, they could have stopped it as, haven't I told you about lying? You could have stopped right there. There we go. Yep. I never thought about that lightning thing, and now you're going to get to the plane getting struck by lightning.
It's not just a plane.
It's the bird? No.
This is the president's plane.
Oh, yeah. That's Air Force One.
Yeah.
Extra conversation on the plane.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, so I think it's somewhere in the conversation that they call Air Force One to tower, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where you find out.
I think you also see the logo. I could be wrong.
You kind of can tell from the paint of the plane on the outside.
Yeah, that's what I say. I think you see a logo. When I might be wrong about that, but I think you do.
And he just casually comes along to the engine. Yep. And yeah, you can see United States of America.
Yeah,
Salute.
Or da-da-da and all over the place.
Yeah. Fly. Don't look. Just fly. We got something. Because he don't know what to say it is.
Yeah, you can. An acrobat? A wrestler?
There's something on the wing.
That's exactly right. There's something on the wing. He has a little bit of shadow.
Here's the extra scene.
Yeah, there it is.
Yep, extra scene. I love this.
I love how it has that green look back there.
Enjoyed it.
You enjoyed it.
I don't know what to say, Father. I'm afraid I just got carried away.
I anticipated this, my son.
You couldn't have.
I like how you interrupted him.
Couldn't have imagined.
That was kind of cool. He just kind of interrupted him there.
Felt.
Yep.
You are revealed to the world. Very well. So be it. But you still must keep your secret identity.
Why?
See, it makes sense when he tells
The
me.
reasons are two. First, you cannot serve humanity 28 hours a day.
24.
24.
Or 24. As it is in Earth time. Your help would be called for endlessly, even for those tasks which human beings could solve themselves. It is their habit to abuse their resources.
The only way to use the people you care for.
See, it makes sense when they do that.
They should have kept this scene in.
Exactly. Because otherwise, you're like, okay, there's no reason for it. There is a reason. There are several reasons for it. And it's interesting because it's like,
over here.
It's where it doesn't make much sense. Is Clark Kent really who he is? Not really. But at the same time, there's parts of him, I think, that come out in Clark Kent.
Just that proud papa moment. Wish I could embrace you in my arms. The saying, it's just, it's like you're fulfilling what I wanted for you. Oh, and he almost kind of reaches out and almost instinctively like he wanted to hug his dad and can't. It's a little awkward, but makes sense. Great scene. You'll have to ignore the extra noises. Philip was going to take a quick restroom break, and he was climbing up the stairs. That's a fun little scene there where Clark is standing there watching everything on TV, and a guy comes, so that'll be the day when some guy can fly. And Clark's just like, really? Yeah.
Hey, that'll be the day, huh? That'll be the day when a guy can fly, huh?
Oh, I don't know. Be surprised.
This scene makes a lot more sense now. So we're having this fake beach thing, and because Miss Tessmacher in the extended scene says what she's missing from this little place is the sun. And so here we are, like, faking a swimming pool and all this stuff. So, like, see, here's the sun, and you can fake sunbathing.
Lex! What's the story on this guy? Do you think it's a genuine article?
If he is, he's not from this world.
Why?
Because if any human being were going to perpetrate such a fantastic hoax, it would have been me.
Well, this is new. Notice stopping to take Miss Tessmacher's photo as she's fake sunbathing. And I think he flashed it at himself. Yes. Took a picture of himself. That's a nice extra line, too. Yeah. Put my robe on after I'm out of the pool. Thank you very much. There it is. And, that's the extended thing where Otis is actually trying to wring the water out of the robe. That's fun. Clark having a hard time maintaining the illusion of two different people as he's like, I don't think he'd be going to some cheap promotional thing like this with the Daily Planet. You missed a great scene where, Jimmy's trying to show off to the copy guy or whatever. It's like, oh, remember a great story is because the reporter makes him great or whatever. He's screaming that like he's all that. And then Perry White opens the thing. Hey, Jimmy, coffee, no sugar. And then the guy starts to laugh at Jimmy, and Jimmy points at him. It's like, coffee, no sugars. And sends the copy guy off to get it. It's funny.
Would you like a glass of wine?
No thanks. I never drink when I fly.
Never drink when I fly. It's funny how nervous she is.
I like it. You're the first to know.
Yeah. He's like a lounge fly so much in this scene. He's flirts so badly.
I like it, though, because he's like an
idiot who doesn't know how to flirt, and he's just, oh my gosh, the cheesy lines.
It's cute, though.
Yeah.
And how big are you? How tall are you?
About 6'4".
My height.
6'4". I'm Spider-Man height. You're Superman height.
Mm-hmm, that's right.
Well then, is it true that you can see through anything?
Yes, I can. Oh, pretty much.
And that you're totally impervious to pain?
Well, so far.
But I wonder what makes her think, oh, what color underwear am I wearing? Like, holy cow, woman. But it's important to establish the lead thing.
Yeah.
But that's a weird question to ask. What color underwear am I wearing?
But yeah, I wanted to make sure that he can actually do it, I guess, and at the same time being flirtatious.
Boy, that's a bit more than regular flirtatious.
Yes,
And then here we go. Pink. What? I feel like he kind of gets her back for that's an impertinent question.
Yeah, he did get her back.
He's like, oh, really? Your underwear's pink then, woman. I tell you what. And I can see past the underwear too, but I don't.
You shouldn't have put that whole lead. You shouldn't put the whole lead thing in there. That comes back to haunt him. Of course, we know that's the part of the plot. But he's just so perfect for this role.
Yeah.
Like he's made for it.
Why are you?
I'm sorry?
I mean,
why are you?
There must be a reason for you to be here.
Yes. I'm here to fight for truth and justice in the American way.
You're going to end up fighting every elected official in this country.
Sure you don't really mean that, Lois?
I don't believe this.
Lois?
I never lie. I love that. I've said that to people because I
don't either.
And I was like, I never lie.
I've said that to a lot of people. Ever since I asked Jesus to be my Lord and Savior. Now, I've had to fight that temptation because there's a lot of times I didn't want to tell the truth. By that, I mean, when people ask me a question that I'd rather not answer.
Yeah.
But instead, I'd say, I'm not going to answer that.
Yeah.
It's because you don't have to answer everybody all the time.
Yeah. And if I'm kidding or teasing at them, I've always got a little twinkles.
Same. But I've had that turned against me to where I'm talking about people in my life from the past who said, you lied when you said this. No, I was joking. And I told you I was joking.
I'm teasing.
Because automatically I'll say joking, by the way, joking.
Yeah.
Or I'll wink. I'll say, hey, wink, wink, by the way.
Wink, wink, nudge,
nudge. Because joking and lying aren't exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Ready?
Clark said that you're just a figment of somebody's imagination. Peter Pan.
Like Peter Jeremy Pan.
Yeah.
Who's that, your boyfriend?
Clark? Oh, Clark. No, he's nothing. He's just
Peter Pan, huh?
He's nothing. That's not good.
Yeah. Flew with children, Lois. In a fairy tale.
This is just a great scene, man.
Yeah.
Well, I keep saying that. I know it's probably being really.
I love her expression when she gets lifted off the ground like that. Ah!
I know this is probably being repetitive here, but it's just so many scenes are great.
That's so great about this.
He said the one thing that drives me. He stayed in character the whole time when they were filming this, and she'd go. She'd look down to his crotch because he'd have to wear this this cup that would make him look good, but not well. Because it is revealing, and so they put a cup there to make him look like blessed, we'll say, but not too blessed and not too. So
wow.
Because what she would do is she would look down there and she'd go, hey, look at that. She'd go bing, 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 and she'd like with flick it with her.
Oh my goodness!
And she'd say, he'd go, come on. He goes, Margot, don't you ever stay in character? And she goes, come on. She goes, we've been in character for 7 hours. But she's more of a jokester and he's not. He really took this role serious because
he had to.
He did.
Yeah.
And in reality, they are hired because they fit the character so well.
Yeah.
Sadly, in her life, and I'm not trying to sound bad on her, but in her life, she didn't always take things well. She joked a little too much, and it ruined her life. Meaning drugs and drinking and other things, and it's sad. Luckily, before she passed, she got all that under control.
Good.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
I love that. That's the old fashioned. Oh, I love this part too with the clouds.
Yeah.
But I love that old fashioned Statue of Liberty before they added the gold on it and everything.
Yeah. This is so cool how they did this.
The moon.
flying in between the clouds, and there's the moon.
It's very much like a princess and a prince, or something. Yeah, I can see
show you.
That's exactly right. It goes with Aladdin, and it does. It really does.
And yeah, Aladdin totally ripped this off.
Well, I know that they had to have at least been inspired, if nothing else, because it's got a Peter Pan look.
And Spider-Man ripped this off too when he's swinging away with Mary Jane, and she's holding on to him and looking around over that brief bit before he puts her on the roof. It's a little bit of the helicopter rescue scene and a little bit of this.
And the thing is now I'm not saying they didn't have troubles doing that stuff with Peter Pan.
Yeah.
With I meant to say Peter Parker and all that with Spider-Man. But back then when they did this was a lot more work because they didn't have near the stuff of the others. And
yeah, that's the thing where you see him make a mistake is he really should have probably been a little bit more careful.
Yeah.
Than this.
Plus,
he makes a mistake.
In reality, without him, she couldn't be holding herself up.
Yeah. Because, basically, I figure the way she's able to go out like that is the wind currents are catching her as they're flying along.
Most likely.
Of course, you have to wonder the way he catches her if it wasn't almost a little bit on purpose.
Now, originally,
they
were going to have her sing this. I'm glad they did.
Yeah. It's such a great little poem.
Yeah, it is. And they had that other lady sing it.
What, Maureen McGovern? No.
I think, I don't remember who it was.
Maureen McGovern was Marsha Brady, I think.
No, that was Maureen McCormick.
Oh, right. So Maureen McGovern, I think, is the name I was thinking. Yeah. I've actually got that track that they released for the radio. I love the way he's holding on to her by the waist like he's teaching her to swim.
Yeah, you're right. Can you read my mind? Yeah.
Uh-huh. Just makes for a great scene.
They're like kids here.
Yeah. And you can hear the way the music plays, you can hear how that would fit with the lyrics. And it's neat how it's symbolic of what she said. You can see right through me, but it's also true.
Yeah.
And also wondering, it's like, well, all these powers you have, can you even read my mind? Is that something?
Well, yeah, because they think I'm almost like a god.
Yeah.
And she said that.
Yeah.
Compared to us in that sense, they would think that.
All these
sadly,
powers.
they often, a lot of times, I've seen them in the comics and all that, they do sometimes almost try to compare them to God. I'm like, don't do that.
Don't do that.
In fact, some of the stuff in this that Richard Donner said, no, let's take it down a little.
Take it down a notch.
Yeah, that one of the other guys was trying to get it to be more godlike, more godlike, more God. And he's like, no. There's no need for that. I love this part. Or he goes down, whoom. For some reason, it reminds me of Popeye, where Popeye was like...
Mary Poppins is the way he's...
Yeah, very much so like that.
Almost feels like John Williams, ladies and gentlemen. John Williams.
Yeah, it's brilliant. He just shows the importance of good music. Yeah. Now, there's a lot of other good ones, but...
We forgot to time ourselves.
he's number one in my book.
Yeah. She almost forgot to let go of him. That's a new bit.
Mm-hmm. Her green eyes are looking really good right now. They fit so well with the makeup and everything.
I love this bit too. What is Superman? This is a great transition here too. Clark just shows up. Didn't have to meet with her at all as Clark.
No.
But she's completely out of her gourd. And she's like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to meet with Clark. No, you weren't.
He's so good.
Yeah.
Lois, for goodness sake, didn't you hear me knocking?
Uh-huh.
Lois, we did have a date tonight, remember?
Oh.
Lois?
That's Clark nice.
Yes, I was going to say.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I've done that before to people. I love this part too. Look at him. Look what he does here.
Yeah. He straightens up.
It's just one
like
shot
he wants
too.
to tell
See,
her.
it's all in one shot.
Uh-huh. Takes the glasses off, straightens up.
That's that music.
Uh-huh. Dun, dun, dun. Then, oh, no. But this adds more weight to when his father had told him,
that,
hey, you must keep your secret identity. Although he thinks about it, he's about to go and tell her.
There's something I have to tell you. I'm really... I was at first...
Just the transition, but that adds a lot more weight when after the conversation with Jarrell.
She's looking the other direction. She wasn't looking at him.
Yeah, well, she'd have looked at him. Oh, that's Clark. Nice. I love that.
Look at it.
And a smile on his face.
That little grin to the side, like, I think I got to her.
Yeah.
I love that picture of him on the front of there.
Uh-huh. I spent the night with Superman.
Exclusive interview by Lois Lane. I love the wig he's wearing there.
Yeah.
Got the little gray streak.
Yeah. The glasses and everything.
Mm-hmm. He's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you, Gene.
Yes, Gene. We love you. We miss you. By the way, you may or may not know this. In the 1960s, Edward Sherman was going to make a new show, and the people said it wouldn't work because there's going to be a divorcee dad and a divorcee mother, and bring them together called the Brady Bunch. It didn't happen when the guy was going to do it until they made a movie called Yours, Mine, and Ours. Then they did it. But the original dad was going to be, in the earlier 60s, was going to be a guy by the name of Gene Hackman. Gene Hackman was going to be the original father.
Wow.
But then by the time they went back to do the show, he'd already been in Bonnie and Clyde and all that. And he became a big movie star. So think about it. Gene Hackman.
He's got a statue of a butt or something. What is that? I just noticed. I love that little bit where like Otis takes the thing away from. But what? When you see Otis was next to it, maybe they're doing another close-up, but it looks like there's a butt thing on that pedestal.
I think
of course, the stairs are in the way. Maybe it's a brain, but it looks like a butt.
Either way, he was going to be the original Mike Grady.
That'd have been interesting.
Yeah. A lot different from what we know.
Yeah.
604. I don't know what that is.
That's some extended stuff, too. Here we go.
I love this.
You're waiting my IQ. I like it. Makes more sense for him to say it when you have that stupid conversation they're having. I said that already. Oh, they're going back and forth. He's like frustrated with the two of them.
Yeah. He plays such a good goon because that's what they used to do.
Yep.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Voila.
And some other bits that was in an extended scene when he's getting out of the pool is like, the Superman thing, one thing that's great about having a great criminal or criminal scheme is also having a great challenge.
Yeah.
So you get where he's like, I want to challenge Superman to stop me.
That's right.
So what? You mean to us they are just meteorites? Fair enough. But the level of specific radioactivity is so high to anyone from the planet Krypton, this substance is lethal.
Wait a minute, Miss Luthor. You mean fiery bullets can't hurt this guy, but this stuff
here will kill him.
I love this. It's so
it doesn't get as good. Shudder just being around me.
He can't see through lead.
And kryptonite will destroy him.
He's like, she gets it, and Otis is still confused.
He's still kind of out there, but he does want to be out of the loop, so he tries to pretend.
Are we going to Addis Agrabah?
That was one thing that was cool on Return to Superman. Superman Returns. I mean, they in the background you see they're going to Addis Agrabah,
goes to the museum, and then yep.
I like this.
Yeah.
I like the vehicles in the 70s. They had a kind of a cool look. Well, they were real metal for one.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not exactly sure when they kind of quit going with all metal. I think it was in the 80s somewhere, but I'm not exactly sure when. Because in the early 80s, it seemed like they still had a lot of metal in the vehicle, not as much aluminum and all. I like that.
And I think kind of while driving that we're seeing in this extended scene makes sense because they'd want to have some evidence that maybe a car had been out of control.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
There's something.
So he leaves a little bit of streaks on the road.
There's kind of a neat look about the films in the 70s that not all of them, but most of them. There's kind of a neat look about it. Like I don't know, it's just kind of like a haze about it or something.
Mm-hmm. It's that old film.
It is. I like it. Of course, that's when we're from.
Mm-hmm.
I was real young when this was made. And you too. If he was even around when this,
they were making it in '77. As we read about Christopher Reeve, they were auditioning him.
You might not have been alive when this.
I was coming around. Yeah. I don't know what month it was in '77, but I was popping out here. I was in the oven, or on my way out.
You're either in the oven or being taken out with gloves.
So I was conceived in '76. So
that's right.
That's funny.
That's great.
And we're trying to running in high heels.
I like.
He's so
annoying.
Extended stuff is so funny.
He's such an annoyance. That little dude is. I like him though. Yeah. Otis. I love all the wigs he's got. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
There we go. That's the scene we know. Oh, you messed that sucker up, man.
Boy, yeah, he did. You just see some of them pipes hanging off, flying from the bottom.
Hey, I wear that sign on me.
Wide load.
Wide load.
Otis, he's got this covert thing he's got to do, and he's wearing this bright Hawaiian shirt that everybody's going to notice.
Yeah, almost as bright as mine right now.
Yeah.
I'm wearing
you're supposed to be going unnoticed, Otis. Unnoticed, Otis.
Yeah. Unnoticed Otis. I like that.
Yeah.
Unnoticed Otis. It's like, that'd be a funny spy.
Yeah.
They're going to notice her. Now, this guy.
You would think she'd have some blood on her or something, though.
This guy who plays the general. I was
just thinking up with a tree.
On the first episode of Cheers, this general here played the man who was with Diane and dropped her off and never came back. But he did come back at one point, and it was too late. He was a good actor. He was in a few other shows, too.
I think I've seen him some stuff. Yeah. I can't think of it.
Well, I suggest vigorous chest massage. If that doesn't work, mouth to mouth.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sergeant.
When you do it, I'm not willing to do myself.
Yeah, but sir, in an ambulance. All right, men, gather around. Come out, please.
Golly.
He gets a little handsy and stuff.
Yeah, I bet he does. Poor Miss Tessmacher.
Yeah, she put herself in that position.
Yeah. Some extra stuff with us is still more fun.
Poor guy. Yeah. He did so good in this role.
1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4.
Actually,
that's kind of funny
painful.
doing the CPS and CPR. And he's counting off up 2, 3, 4. That's funny.
Yeah, it is funny.
Yeah,
like a military thing. The thought that shortly before this he did Deliverance.
Oh yeah, Ned Beatty. Yeah,
this is so much better for him in this sense.
Less pork.
Yeah.
Okay now. Okay. By the way, what'd you have for lunch, Ace?
What'd you have for lunch? I'm okay now. Oh my goodness.
Well, that was fast. Fast? When this woman's life is at stake?
She's not too smart, but we like her.
Yeah.
Even later on in Smallville, they added a test into the show. This test, What are you doing?
Eating the marshmallow.
I don't remember that party. Uh-oh.
Oh, and it just smudged everything. Oh, my goodness. Oh, these extended scenes are great.
They are, because he does it, but it's good to see.
He's got his finger caught in there. Oh, oh my goodness, Otis.
Yeah, now we get to actually see him do it, though. See him smudge it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is part of me used to seeing. He's so funny. He always kind of reminds me of in this part where he's running all that.
Mario.
No, he reminds me of Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
See, normally you can't really see the smudge on his head so well in the normal movie.
Well, because we don't know what it is. It just kind of goes on.
And it's kind of darkened in from the windshield. So. Yeah. But now I see the smudge because I'm looking at it. Would you like to see a long arm?
He didn't even think it through. He almost wrecked another car.
Oh my goodness! So this extended out. You can see him Lex come rearing back to punch him. Oh wow! The extended bits are more funny. Yeah, maybe they were afraid that they were making it too funny.
Maybe,
and so they cut it. But it's fun. You see the incompetence he's got to work with.
He gave him eyes, but they could not see.
Yeah.
That's a neat helicopter. It's reminding me of MASH a little bit.
And I see that makes it funnier now because you see Otis here with a black eye.
Yeah.
So you assume he got beat up, but now we actually kind of notice it, so we see it.
I'll be honest with you. I'm right there with Lex.
Yeah. Now, the interesting thing, I appreciate this scene, though. I wish it had been in the other one because since there's two missiles, they'd be recognized if they went for the same missile, so he had to go a different missile. So the one that's probably going for Hackensack, New Jersey was probably not intentional. That's the one that Otis just set.
Yeah.
So he only got one missile going to California. See, I just noticed that without that extended scene, you wouldn't catch that he didn't mean to send one to New Jersey. Because, I always wondered, like, how do you get back to the same missile? And I'm not saying, aren't you the ambulance driver or something like that? But no, he went for the other missile.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, both missiles would have been headed to California. But so now he's got one going to Hackensack, which actually works out for his scheme to work. Very interesting. Would not have ever noticed that without seeing the extended scenes. As I frequently say, sometimes when they extend a movie into its 3-hour version, it becomes a better movie.
Yeah,
so
not
Lord of the
always,
Rings.
but depends on the film. It depends on how much story we're talking about.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's just silly little stuff.
Yeah.
It's a Hershey bar. No, I don't think they're trying to show it, but you could tell. I mean, that's what it was, a Hershey bar.
Yeah. Because, at this point where he stops the other missile, and you can see it's a U.S. Navy missile, so it is a different missile.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise the Army would have been like, aren't you the ambulance driver we just saw about, half an hour ago or something? I love the nonchalant way Lex is talking about there. He's just smiling.
This is great.
And Tess Mocker just hanging off the side of the bridge. Yeah. She's got a little bit more brains than Otis, so you give her
just a little.
The codes this time.
He would be an F student, and she would be. We'll be nice. Say a
C student,
C minus, D plus at times.
Yeah,
I always like those red buttons, or red lights, I should say. Well, there he is eating
this chocolate bar. See, she's setting completely different coordinates even than the ones that he was just saying. When on the normal movie, I always just assumed it was the same missile.
Same here,
but nope. Now I noticed, look, this is a Navy missile. The other one had camouflage tarps.
Yeah,
this one had a Navy tarp.
And the other one, I think they keep it kind of disguised that way, where you don't really know. What I mean is they keep it to where you don't know that they're different. I never noticed it before either. Even though I've seen this, I was so used to seeing the other one, I never really paid attention to much of that part. I've only seen this the once. I thought I might watch it twice, but I don't. If I did, I'm not sure that I did the second time. I think this is a new shot. At least I don't remember seeing all those mountains before.
It's a pretty shot.
Mm-hmm. I remember this.
Yeah.
But this is longer than the one I saw before.
Yeah. See, now you know why he's overtaking photos of the dam.
Yeah. See, this is the part I remember here. He points at the there. That's what I remember.
Yeah. Woo!
See, that's the part I remember.
Hope it was Custer.
But I remember a smile.
Yeah. But it's nice having that extra bit. It's like there's no oil here. We don't even have water here because they built that dam. If we still had water, I wouldn't even sell this land. This is our land,
There's no point to it at that point.
So it's useless land, but it's about to become...
And it goes back to the dam again. The whole thing, it gets no respect.
No respect.
Clark.
It's kind of odd that he's looking for Lois. Like he wouldn't know that Lois has been sent off to the California.
Hey, I just realized something. I
all this set up.
Look, he has a Daily Planet thing on his desk. A globe on his desk, a Daily Planet.
Makes sense in a weird way.
Yeah.
The world doesn't make sense, Kent. You ought to know that by now. Look at this dispatch from Addis Ababa. People break into a museum in the dead of night, kill 2 people, and what do they take? A worthless piece of meteorite. Now, how do you figure that?
Well, frankly, I've never been able to understand violence in any form, Mr. White.
Oh, no, you're not lacking humility.
It bags it. Oh, here we go.
Wow, having headphones on, that sounds even worse.
Yeah. The dogs don't like it.
Yeah.
This is Lex Luthor. Only one thing alive with less than 4 legs can hear this frequency, Superman, and that's you.
He looks so cool in this, the way he's looking off. You can tell it's bothering him real bad.
It's like, what in the world's going on?
We released through thousands of air ducts in the city, effectively annihilating half the population of
This part is
the great
cool.
Jackie Cooper.
Oh, he was great, man.
I know it all seems a bit much, but how else was I going to meet you, Superman? I knew you'd never accept an invitation to tea. But a disaster with people in danger, people who need help.
It's funny how no one notices him like fall out the window here. Taking his glasses off.
Well, he kind of just blends in.
I wish they'd have done the broom closet thing, really. That'd have been fun.
Yeah, I don't know how this works, but
he moves so fast you don't see him.
That's what happened.
Or something.
Super close.
And amazing, he can he's tracing the sound with his super hearing to know exactly where it is. It's so cool.
He's like a rock star. All the girls are cheering him on.
Woo! Of course, it's Christopher Reeve. He's a good-looking dude.
Yeah. All of this.
Strong suit.
Nobody's perfect,
but nobody's
That's
perfect.
such a classic cheesy villain. I love it.
Almost nobody, he says. Oh,
he said nobody's perfect. Well, almost nobody. Yeah. My dad always loved those lines because he said that's just such a great villain.
Yeah.
Gee.
Yep. Nothing to get worried about except for a guy with a bomb down here. I'm going to go take care of it.
That's so cool. I love how the guys pushing out these are the scenes I just still to this day, can't believe they ever took them out. These extra scenes.
Especially, this is very cool where it's like Lex is testing him out.
Yes.
Testing his powers.
What he can do, what he can't do. And it makes it so much more Superman-like.
Yeah.
So it's more comic booky.
Ooh, and Teschmacher's smile.
Oh,
he's handsome.
Mm-hmm.
Dimples.
There we go. This one especially is the part that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
The dimple part. Because this scene, like I said, is so Superman.
So cool.
Should have never been taken out.
And he's just getting on Superman's nerves now.
Yeah.
So he just marches through a hail of bullets, and he's just kind of like, this guy really is bad. We're going to stop this guy. You can't say that he get out tunnel. Superheated.
He says it such a way
marches
that
through fire.
It sounds real and corny at the same time. But he's so good at it.
And just watching him walk through this fire is so cool.
Yeah. I don't know how they did all that. Flavor. That sounds like something Mr. Freeze would have said.
Yeah. Looks like he's blowing styrofoam at him.
Yeah. But
I love the way he's standing there crossing his arms, just like, really?
I think they should have really left all this. It's so much fun.
Let Superman be Superman and walk through fire, walk through bullets. Get frozen in an ice cube and break out.
Show how cool he really is.
Yeah, literally, because now he's covered
really
in frost.
Cool, Superman. I get to the chopper.
Kaboosh! I love it.
Time to break the ice. Everything freezes. He just made some ice cream. 31 flavors.
I love some of this. I think he's coming with Salute.
Now, this is where they went into this.
Right.
Yeah.
This is where we get in the normal movie.
Except they didn't show that part.
Yeah, but I love the door being pushed in. He's definitely coming, Mr. Luthor. And Otis is getting out of there.
I don't blame him. Probably the smartest thing he's done in this movie.
And there goes the lamp that Otis knocked over before. I love Superman looks at him and is
this is like our favorite outfit he's wearing. This greenish gray
with the yellow collar.
I love it.
Take the gentleman's cape.
I put that on the wrestling thing of him.
The look.
Yes,
I don't think he wants to, Mr. Luthor.
I don't think he wants to.
Yeah, he's like, don't even dare.
Where's the gas pellet?
Somewhere.
It is the back of my mind, actually.
He's so good.
It's a little idea.
Evil charm.
Is that how a warped brain like yours gets its kicks? By planning the death of innocent people?
No.
I love this.
By causing the death of innocent
people. It's so evil. So bad. I love it. It sounds like
and then he smiles and winks at Otis. Oh.
He's so good at it.
Oh, yes.
Causing the death of innocent. Wow, he's so good at the villain. Then you were getting ready to see someone
from Cheers.
Movie.
Speaking of the one guy was from Cheers.
He's in the second movie too.
Yeah,
is a different, and he's also in Empire Strikes Back.
Yep.
I love it. Cliff Clay, and also he was in most of the original Pixar films.
Yeah,
John Ratzenberger.
Yep.
I love him.
Yep.
I saw a great interview with him recently with Ted Danson, who has a great podcast. Him and Woody together.
Cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's on YouTube. It's great. There we go.
There's the Gulf of America.
The Gulf of America. I love it. It is warmer in America than it is Mexico.
Yeah.
You know the burg I want to visit?
Otisburg.
Otis.
I love the way he's so cocky about talking about his plan.
I can say he's so believable. Oh, he's so great.
So it's almost like in a weird way he appreciates Superman having a brain.
Yeah, he does.
Plus, it's I get a challenge now to my scheme. Which if he doesn't do any of this, Superman never would have stopped him. But he wanted to have a challenge to make it work.
I love him in the second
so
movie.
Full of himself.
In the second movie, he's like, don't you love how they fell for our trap? He's so great.
Right.
Call me irresponsible.
Right about here.
He's quoting a movie or a song.
Yeah.
Call me irresponsible.
Yeah.
Christopher Reeve is so perfect for this role.
Yeah. Bye-bye, California. Hello, New West Coast. My West Coast. Yeah. So evil.
Here we go.
Costa del Lex. There's Otisburg.
You can tell he wrote it. Looks like a kid wrote it.
Otisburg. And he spelled S backwards.
Yes.
Where's this monster? She's got her own place, man. Otisburg? It's a little bitty place. Otisburg? Okay, I just wipe it off. That's all. It's a little town.
You're a dreamer, Lex Luthor.
Otis?
Sick,
That's the way he looks
dreamer.
like.
Your plan couldn't possibly work.
I'll admit there were a few problems. Adjusting the precise trajectory of the missile. Finding the optimum stress point for the fault line itself.
Oh, he's looking at him.
Which, by the way, is target 0 right here.
Ooh.
And there we go. We get a look at that fault line there. Steve is after he's done that. Oh, dog chasing chickens. There he is. John Wesley.
There he is. He's got a great
malfunction. Now I kind of wonder what was the plan with these missiles they were launching? Was this some sort of test?
Well, another great one he's in so many of it. Mississippi Burning. He was really good in that. Hoosiers.
This is nice, these extra bits where you kind of see the military and the senator and everything. Everybody like, we're in trouble, and they're calling the president. Well, of course, the calling the president was in the original movie, though, too.
Yeah.
To tell him, like, hey, we've got some missiles that are going off on their own here.
One movie that he was in that most people don't recognize him in because he plays an old blind man.
Oh, yeah, Young Frankenstein. Yeah.
But he doesn't look like him, hardly.
See, all that extra stuff kind of adds to the tension of, like, that these missiles are coming. It's amazing that Superman, after hearing, well, okay, Superman doesn't know the missiles are actually on their way, I guess, at this point.
Oh, but he'll figure it out soon.
Yeah, he even says it's happening right now.
Yes, Lex?
Where's the rocket now?
It's going like a bat over the Grand Canyon. So's the other one.
The other one? There's two of them?
Nah, see, he shouldn't have hesitated. He should have just went straight away.
Yeah, don't even wait.
Your great speed couldn't stop both of them. While I, on the other hand, could stop them with my detonator.
All right, Luthor. Where is it?
Ooh,
Where's the
I love it.
I love this. Looking for the detonator is pretty cool. We've seen this cool vision.
You diseased maniac. Do you really think you could hide it from me by encasing it in lead?
It's almost a perfect trap for Superman.
I'll mold this box into your prison bars.
Yeah, mold this box into your prison bars.
This diseased maniac.
Yeah. Totally tricked Superman.
I told you. It's kryptonite.
It's like, oh no, I have a detonator thing. It's over there. No, it's not in the lead box. Sure it isn't.
That was so cool. I love how it's glowing.
Muscle.
It's a glowing. I love the glowing.
Yeah, the glow of the kryptonite. Yeah.
I would like to order the Funko Pops they have now of this movie. There's several of them. They have Fortress of Solitude, Superman,
Not over there.
They have two Lex Luthors. One is bald. Come on. One that's bald. And then one like that where he's holding on to the kryptonite. We all have our little false minds in California.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a great line. He just sells his line so well.
Lex, my mother lives in Hackensack.
This is
so sinister.
Oh, it is. No,
my mother lives in Hackensack, and he looks at his watch. No, she doesn't.
Yeah, he's like, not much longer. That's such a great. He's so good.
And the tension music. That's because of the kryptonite. He doesn't have the strength to even lift that off of himself. Oh my goodness.
Kryptonite. Green kryptonite.
Yeah.
That's the main kryptonite. That you know, there's other types, but that when you say kryptonite, that's really what you're talking about.
Yep.
You're gonna drown. This is gonna happen.
That's the question, though. Can Superman drown? He can hold his breath in space for a good long time.
Yeah, but when he's
got kryptonite on him, though,
which he does, and spiderwebs, cobwebs over those statues,
over the lights and everything too. When you have the shot from above, chandeliers and stuff.
She's not all bad, but she's mostly bad.
Yeah,
and if, in all honesty,
it's because all the stuff she kind of has with Lex.
Yeah, and the selfish part of it is only because her mom lives there that she's even willing to consider it.
Lois, Jimmy. Oh, but my mother comes first. If you promise me, I believe you because you always tell the truth.
That's what makes the difference. Is he is going to go after the Hackensack, New Jersey missile first. And we forget the fact that he's going to, when he really pushes himself, he can circle the Earth in a matter of milliseconds.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess it's different when you're trying to precisely get to wherever that missile is. So
one half has the rock on it, the other half has the kryptonite right on.
Good shot, Miss Tessmacher.
There you go.
Right down the drain. Stand aside now. Time for me to Superman.
Boom.
Boosh.
I'm surprised he didn't hear that.
Oh, I bet Alex did hear that, and he's coming out like, Miss Tessmacher! You know, what have you done? No, maybe he didn't. He's too focused on his missiles to hear the sound of Superman breaking out, I guess. Faster, Superman, faster. Phil Cole radio, gotta love that. The old AM.
Someone says Phil Coons.
Maybe that's what Lex had intended that missile to do, is go to Metropolis. Oh, that's right, because they talk about it has the ability to divert itself.
Yeah.
Oh. See, that's an important thing, because otherwise he would have stopped it faster if he didn't have to chase the missile, right?
Yes.
So these extended scenes add so much.
Now that scene right there where he's flying, that's a picture they used a lot back then, where he's flying like that.
See, I love the fact that we now know about the missiles having this diversion technology, and they were testing that.
You're right, it does.
It adds a lot more, because now we know how hard it is to catch the missile.
Yeah, because I remember this part where he couldn't catch up with it.
Yeah.
It's
because
from the back.
He gets up there and it diverts. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. So much stuff that if they'd have just kept it in would have made a difference. Which is why instead of just steering it into the sky, he's literally got to push it all the way into space before he can let it go safely. Lex noticing the missile is not going where he wanted it to. Yeah, he knows what happened now. He's not happy.
Well, come on, Superman. I like this song.
Give a little bit of your love to me. Or my life for thee. Yep. A little bit of Supertramp. And while he's doing that, it's too late for the other missile. Oh.
You see a hit.
And the look on his face so that you see where he sees the other missile detonate on there. And he's like, oh, no.
Go straight in, buddy.
He does some pretty amazing things here trying to save everybody on this earthquake. Too bad that's the only gas station for miles there, Lois.
Yeah.
So now she's low on gas, out in the middle of nowhere, in an earthquake. It's a perfect storm of bad things happening for Lois.
And that's usually not in there either.
Yeah, here in the radio report.
Here's a Hollywood scene.
Girl Scouts at the Hollywood sign. That's new.
Yeah.
The Hollywood sign's going to fall on the Girl Scouts. Run away. We need cookies. And then they cut to a shot and they're casually walking instead of running.
Yeah.
That's probably why they cut that scene.
Whoa.
Seeing all the different effects that is happening upon people. Oh, this is good stuff.
I don't blame him. Jump.
Yeah, jumping out the window.
They did a good job here. It's sad they couldn't.
It just shows how many people, not just Jimmy and Lois, are in trouble.
I like that scene. That's a good scene. That's great.
Yeah.
Here's the scenes we see a lot. As a kid, I was always afraid because of this, the school bus.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you can see the inside of the train.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it, more people. You see the actual people in danger.
You connect more with them.
It's more dramatic.
Yeah. You see that they're actually screaming and hurting and scared to death. And they did it so well here, too.
Uh-huh.
Think about all the work that, so I can't think of his name, Richard Donner did through all this. And he was really on a rush, too.
Mm-hmm. All this stuff all happening at once. How can Superman save everybody? There's just so much happening to so many people. Oh.
If only you could put together a league to bring justice to all the people.
If only someone was fast enough to get to these locations.
Yeah, Trans Am.
Or had the right gadgets to use.
That's right.
Or a lasso to hold these things together.
So they can see the truth.
Or perhaps a ring with glowing green that you can create anything with the power of will.
Or if they had a yellow jacket. I mean, a yellow cape and green shorts.
Yeah.
That's so cool looking there.
Yeah. Very Atlas.
Yes, it is.
Lifting the earth.
That's so cool. Look at that.
And he stops
I like that. See, we're not used to that.
Yeah. I don't know how that reattaches anything, but we just go with it.
But if anyone can do it, Superman can.
That's right, because it's Superman. Maybe if he hits it with some cold, the sign goes back up.
Able to put back to Hollywood in a single bound.
Yeah.
That's a new shot there.
Lots of people need your help, Superman. Hurry, go, go, go.
I always love that.
Dun, dun, dun. You gonna tell me that's a teenager? There's still other aftershocks of that earthquake going along here, Superman. Uh-oh.
Now that I got the cup of this too. I always love this part. One of my very favorite scenes
so cool.
of all time.
Yeah.
Not just a Superman. This part here.
That is so cool. Yep. The train right over him. That one guy looks like the guy from Gremlins.
Yeah, he does. Don't do this, Jimmy.
Yeah, you would think Jimmy would have some sense. Hey, in an earthquake, get off the dam.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not wise. Not wise.
Well, he's from New York, or Metropolis,
and
I mean.
That's true.
He's not used to this.
And he is just a youngster. I mean, he's what do you think he's supposed to be, what, 16, 17?
He's an intern or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is his first real assignment, though, apparently.
Yeah, that's true. He's not that old.
Yeah.
Well, I guess by that I mean he's not that experienced.
Yeah.
It's kind of he's green.
Yeah. And he's about to be all wet.
Ooh, there's a lot of danger here.
Yeah, the electricity of the dam.
Water. Oof.
I mean, this is a massive disaster when you get all the extra stuff put in. It's big.
It is, and there's not much. You're not going to be able to hang on. That's for certain.
Yeah. No, you can't come down here.
I love how when he jumps in the scene there, he glows because of the red, the blue with the yellow.
Yeah. He just
stands out.
Such a contrast and everything.
Yeah, it is. It's great.
Saves all the guys, the electrical workers at the dam. Now Jimmy is about to fall. Hurry, Superman!
This looks like a job for Superman.
At the last second.
I've been watching the Super Friends when it first started in 73, and I forgot that every time he'd go to fly off, he'd go up, 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 and away.
Yep.
I forgot all about it. I love that. Hang on.
That was the last thing. Hang on, kid.
Yeah, that's great. Hang on.
And that's the thing. It stops for Jimmy to take the photos.
That's great, man.
Because still a journalist at heart somewhere. But that's the thing is we see all the people that are in danger, and we see Superman manage to save all these people in danger, and then the one person he couldn't save was Lois. Oh, I'm spoilers. We haven't gotten to that part yet, but
oh man,
I love the buildup of all these different things. You see these horrible things happen, and you see Superman acting, and he saves everybody except Lois.
Except the one that he cared about the most, really.
Yep. That's storytelling.
That's it.
That's a fantastic movie. Go, Superman. Oh, and I think this is the part they extended too. Jimmy's still not completely out of danger here.
Yeah, they don't usually do this in the other one.
Yep.
Well, and it puts you over to her.
Yep. The San Andreas Fault has miraculously sealed itself. It wasn't that much of a miracle. It was Superman.
That's right. Run, bud.
Run, Jimmy, run. Rock slide.
I like seeing him do that. Whoa.
Uh-oh. This does kind of fit in later when he shows up and he says, like, there were rocks falling all over me. Where were you at? And everything, doesn't he? If I remember correctly.
He says, leave me out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah.
Yeah. Leave me out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah.
This part was always terrifying to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
That we're especially here when the stuff comes crashing in.
Yeah. And you're literally getting buried alive in your car.
Yeah. It becomes a tomb.
Uh-huh. Well, not your car. It's a rental, I'm sure.
Yeah, it becomes a tomb. It's terrible. It's awful.
Uh-huh. This is so cool how he's going to stop the river, though.
Yeah, I love it.
Get out ahead of it.
Mm-hmm. You can definitely see the 70s stuff here, the way it colors.
Yeah.
The olive green and all that.
And these miniatures are amazing looking.
Yeah, they did. They did a good job.
I mean, you can tell it's a miniature,
But, do what you can.
It still really looks good. I love this.
This is great.
The boulder starts rolling. You think, oh, no, it's an earthquake. But they didn't. No, it was Superman,
That's right.
Because you think, oh, no, more rocks are falling. It's like, nope. Superman's in control of this one. Watch what Superman's doing. Building a dam. It's amazing. It's so cool.
Dun, 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 dun. There we go. There's another
one more rock down there to really stop that water.
Rocky Mountain High.
Rocky Mountain
California.
Slide. Yeah.
But it's great, man. Protect the town.
Yeah.
Oh, it's terrible.
And I love the way that's drawn out because you think, well, he's got a chance. He can get to her. He's going to make it. He stopped. Well, no, I guess we got to see the river's got to make it stop.
It makes
completely.
it feel so long, too, like for her.
Yeah.
And the way she's breathing out for help. Oh, it's terrible.
Mm-hmm. And I love the look on his face there where he's like, such a relief. I stopped it.
Yeah.
And then.
Got it.
But then he hears Lois. Oh, and this is kind of fun. The water returning to the natives, the Native Americans.
Yeah.
That's kind of a fun little add-in.
Yeah, it is, because you didn't get that before.
They got the water back on their land.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, you usually don't get that.
Yeah.
Oh,
water. That's so cool. Water. That's so cool.
It is. You know what it looked like for a minute there? It looked like Willy Wonka's chocolate river.
Yeah. Because muddy waters, but at least it's water.
Hey, water, man.
Yeah.
You can build stuff for it.
Yeah.
We take stuff for granted. That's just the truth.
Yep.
Oh,
the horses drinking. They're playing. This is so great.
Little sweeties.
But it does take away from the tension, the fact that Lois is still being buried alive.
Yeah, it does.
But it's still great to see it. So Superman seemed very satisfied, but I love the look on his face when he hears Lois. Oh, the musical cue. We get that Lois theme a little bit. And he hears her, finally nosing.
Well, they were smart to go back to that.
Uh-huh. See everything. He's thinking, I was so satisfied, like everything's turned out okay. But then one last...
What I liked about how they did that was they go back to the exact same shot, and it goes to show that all this is happening at the exact same time.
Yeah. Yeah. I love the fact that he could hear Lois crying for help, though, from so far away. The look when he gets over the side and sees this, though.
I remember always when I see her get pulled out of here, just so dirty and everything, and just she looks so gone. It just they did a good job.
I love when he spots it and he sees it. The look, the shock on his face. There it is. Such a great shot and such great acting. Christopher Reeve, ladies and gentlemen.
I was going to say that's not Christopher Lee. I think that's
Christopher Reeve. Yeah, that's a different guy entirely. Christopher Reeves, ladies and gentlemen.
But speaking of Christopher Lee, that's who they wanted to have play Brainiac.
He'd have been so cool.
Oh, yeah. And
I love this when he pulls the horse out and he's so careful with her, too.
They wanted to have Christopher Lee play Brainiac, and they wanted to have Dudley Moore play Mixius Pixel.
Yeah, that guy.
He would have been great.
Yeah, he would have.
That would have been perfect.
Been so cool. But I love the complete utter disbelief on his face. Because the only fear or whatever he has is failing.
Yes.
That's the weakness.
Looks so hurt.
Yeah.
And she really does look gone.
Yeah.
All that dirt and everything. Oh, it's terrible.
And what's fun about this, well, fun I say,
I know what you mean.
He talks about Peter Pan and being the fairy tale. And he's going to attempt the fairy tale here.
Yeah.
And he's never even kissed her before, but he's going to try it now. Like as if that's going to somehow bring her back. And we have that little chime of music, like, there's this, and then it doesn't work. Oh, kind of breaks your heart a little bit. The look on his face when he puts her down.
Yeah.
He's just like, it didn't work. Oh. I mean, he makes you feel every bit of this.
Bring her back. Clap,
yes. Happy thoughts and,
the way they pull out like that.
Mm-hmm. So unfortunately, Superman, as you said, this is not the fairy tale. And I love this anguished scream he's got here. The echo and everything. It's just great acting and sound. The build to it. I love that whole thing.
There we go.
Oh, you can see his face in the cloud.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
No,
they're here for a reason.
My only problem with this is just because you reverse the Earth, it doesn't mean time goes backwards. But that's okay. You just go with it.
Yeah. This wasn't supposed to be the original ending.
Yeah. Only thing is, him changing this in the water, now the water's not coming to that reservation anymore.
That's true.
Oh, I just noticed that shot. You can kind of see the tears still on his face.
Yeah.
Wow. I wonder what the original ending, what they were going to try to do.
Well, originally, how they were going to do it, what they were originally going to do was the bomb was the bomb was going to be sent off, the one missile when it sent off, it was supposed to go off and hit and break Zod and them open.
Yeah. Well, that's
but
Superman
I'm not
2,
sure.
but,
No, that was how they.
Yeah, Superman 2. That's how he's getting him out. But I don't think you were going to see that in this movie necessarily.
Yeah, they were going to throw the bomb out that direction out in space,
which he did send one missile into space.
Yeah, and
we just don't see it break Zod out yet.
But then they were going to have the I can't remember how he said he was going to do this, but he was going to save the whole going around thing for Superman 2.
Yeah.
Problem was he had made 2 movies.
Yeah.
So they really did him dirty.
They did him dirty, and then they changed what he was doing already.
Yeah, and they did us dirty.
Yeah. I still like Superman 2.
I like it,
I still like it, but
it's just not as good because there's enough silliness in it that it's really good, but not great like this.
Yeah. But that's the thing with him reversing time. How did suddenly the earthquake not happen?
Well, they made it like
maybe if he was going that fast, he realized he could get to the other missile. Maybe
if I remember right, it did happen. It's just that he brought everything back up. And I'm trying to remember how, but because she remembers everything. So
she remembers her out driving through all the stuff, and suddenly
no food, no water, snakes everywhere. I had no idea if you were coming back. I mean, were you going to come back or no?
Hi, Superman. Listen, there's something I have to do. I'll see you later.
Although they're stranded out in the desert, Superman, the car's out of gas. Yeah, you at least sent him for a tow truck. I love this. Too bad Mr. Kent wasn't there to see this. Yeah. Because that sets up for the sequel, too.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the missile getting sent off, but we don't get to see it till it releases on until the next movie.
That's right.
When the Richard Donner cut, at least, you get to see the missile go. Compared to that silly elevator thing in Paris.
And people are like, well, he did an okay job. Well, yeah, you can see just what a great job he does in Superman 3. Because that's what he did that. He's so ornery.
Oh, that's fun. Because that's how we first meet those. Oh, goodness. I didn't have any film.
For pity's sake.
Lois and Jimmy are so much fun in this.
Yeah, they are.
Now he's casually flying back.
This is the part I remember from TV.
I had forgotten about this.
I like the ring there. You Otis, you don't like it.
Yeah.
So Otis is kind of lovable, even in his stupidity. Uncommon Valor. Oh, let's see. What's this one? Superman the movie.
Yeah.
Superman 2, as I think I already mentioned. Bridge Too Far.
Yeah.
Lucky Lady. Night Moves. The French Connection. French Connection 2. Bite the Bullet. Young Frankenstein.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We mentioned that one.
Yeah.
Before.
Scarecrow. The Conversation. Poseidon Adventure. Prime Cut. There's a lot of them I skipped even. One's called Riot. There's one called The Split. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Bonnie and Clyde. Lilith and Mad Dog. And that's about all that I'm seeing. But I'm sure there's even more. But that's about all I can see at this moment.
Superman was nominated for 3 Academy Awards. Best Film Editing were Stuart Baird, Best Original Score from John Williams, and Best Sound with Gordon K. McCollum, Graham V. Hartstone, Nicholas Lemessurier, and Roy Chairman, and received a Special Achievement Academy Award for its visual effects. Donner publicly expressed disgust that production designer John Barry and cinematographer Jeffrey Unsworth had not been recognized by the Academy. Superman was also successful in the 32nd British Academy Film Awards. Reeve won Best Newcomer, while Hackman, Unsworth, Barry, and sound designers earned nominations. The film won the Hugo Award for Best Dramatic Presentation. At the Saturn Awards, Kidder, Barry, John Williams, and Visual Effects Department received awards, and the film won Best Science Fiction Film. Reeve, Hackman, Donner, Valerie Perrine, that's Miss Tessmacher, and costume designer Yvonne Blake were nominated for their work as well. In addition, Williams was nominated for the 36th Golden Globe Awards and won the Grammy Award for Best Score, soundtrack for visual media. Now, of note is the ending has been changed. Initially, Lois was not going to die in the earthquake. Superman was going to be able to save her, and we were going to see the missile, as Phillip says, go and free Zod. Right? And that was going to be a cliffhanger ending. And they would have some clips for the Superman 2, which they were filming both of them. But then they decided, well, we don't know if the movie is going to be a hit, so we don't know if we're going to get to do the sequel. So they decided, let's focus on getting the first one done. And they rewrote the ending. And they had planned at the end of Superman 2, Lois was going to die in the Fortress of Solitude. And Superman was going to then be frustrated enough to reverse time and reverse it to where Zod was never freed. They decided they liked that for an ending. So they thought, well, what if Lois dies in the earthquake? And then Superman could have this dramatic moment of going back and reversing time, so they could still do that to the end of the first film. Now, of course, that meant they had to do something slightly different for the end of Superman 2. And Richard Donner, because the Salkinds were terrible people, was not able to finish Superman 2, and they brought in a different director. And so we probably would not have had Zod, Ursa, and Non getting tossed into these pits in the Fortress of Solitude. They might have still done a reverse thing. And the Richard Donner cut of Superman 2, he does reverse time, and I think he does go to where Zod never gets released on his cut as well. Although it seems kind of odd to do it a second time when you did it in the first movie. Okay, and as far as like spiritual messages in the movie, the first thing I'm going to take up is you are here for a reason.
Yes, that's right.
And for some people, it may be to score touchdowns, because maybe you can have a message with scoring your touchdowns. So I would take that as like a big spiritual lesson. Also, the self-sacrificial nature. I mean, granted, Superman is not going to get harmed by anything, and there's not much to sacrifice, but he sacrifices his time. He's putting the needs of others before his own. And we see that where he puts the needs of others, where he saves all these other people before he even gets to Lois, and even saving Miss Tessmacher's mother with that missile first. He puts others above himself. And that's there you go.
Yeah. Yes, he does.
That's like your lesson. One of the spiritual lessons. Any spiritual lessons you really get out of this?
Well, there's quite a few with Superman. He does treat people the way he wants to be treated. He tries to put them above himself, like you're saying. And I don't know. I've always seen that, as a young man. I always, of course, wanted to have superpowers. But you have powers, not because of your own power, because of the power of the Lord. And it's Jesus Christ lives within you.
Right.
Greater is he who's in you than he who's of the world. That's 1 John 4:4. That means greater is the power of Jesus Christ who lives within you than the devil who's of the world. That's 1 John 4:4. Remember that. So
the key thing to remember is you have to have Jesus living in you first.
Personal
until you've asked him into your life and let him become your Lord.
That's why Romans chapter 10, verse 9 is extremely important. And hang on a second here. I'm going to try to remember word for word. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and look it up here, because it's better for me to just look it up. I don't want to get... that's a hard one for me to remember sometimes, but 10 verse 9. Here it is. If you declare with your mouth Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved.
There you go.
Amen. Romans 10:9.
And then with that, Jesus will be living in you. He will indwell you with his Holy Spirit.
And you'll never lose it.
That's right. And that's the important thing. But let's go ahead and wrap this up by reminding you all to make sure you're subscribed to this if you're watching on YouTube. Of course, you have the audio podcast where it's going to be kind of edited down, so it's not going to be the full length of the movie. If you want to be able to watch along with this, become a member on RedCircle as an exclusive. That way you get to hear all the fun stuff with my cats, which I'm going to cut out of the main version of this. And also, it'll be available on Patreon. And heck, if you subscribe on Patreon, you will also get any bonus episodes without any ads of the Fandom Nexus. And so until we watch our next movie, which I don't think we've decided that. Now, I'm getting prepared to do Lord of the Rings at some point, but we need to watch something I haven't seen before, I think, next time. So, but I'm going through and listening to the audiobooks of the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit so I can remember all the different stuff, the difference between the books and the films. So I've got my notes getting prepared for that one as well. So that's coming into the future, but I think we talked about what we might watch next, but I can't remember.
There's a couple of them.
Yep. I like 12 Angry Men. Apparently, I need to watch that.
That's a great one.
So there's a lot of movies. Not all of these are going to be big pop culture movies for that we would know for nerd movies. But
I'll make a list for you and let you know, and send some to you. You can tell me which one you want to watch.
Awesome. So until next time, this has been Watching Movies with My Pastor.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
Jeremy, and
I'm Pastor Phillip.
And we'll see you next time. We need a good ending to do this.
We'll see you next time at the movies.
At the movies. Actually, here in my living room.
At Arizona State University, we've made online education better, smarter, and more personalized so you can go further in your aspiring field.
I decided to pursue medicine once I realized that ASU did have the online program for biological sciences. You're still required to learn the same curriculum. You're still being tested on the same content that anyone would be tested on in person. The comprehensiveness of the program prepared me so well for medical school.
Explore over 300 programs at asuonline.asu.edu.